You are a never-ending pit, aren't you? The lopsided smile he gives me brews a fire in my belly, and his next words stoke it. I can go all night, baby. I clear the lump of desire in my throat. They're for the host. Kara said all the food's been catered in, but I thought I'd bring something anyway as a thank you for having me. Oh, well, thank you. And you're welcome. He takes my hand and makes to drag me down the hallway. What? My eyes move around the foyer once more, and this time I focus on the faces in the photos. Though he's many years younger in most of them, I'd recognize that face anywhere. This is your house? Uh-huh. As dazzling as I am, don't you think? It's beautiful. Why didn't you tell me it was your house when you invited me? Didn't I? He shrugs and takes my hand again, tugging. Oh well, let's— Wait a second! Carter's body stills, and he looks at the ground. The expression he wears is cautious and nervous as he slowly swivels my way, like he knows exactly where this is going. I thought you had a condo downtown. You said you could carry me there on your back in 8 minutes. Right. I did, say that. Or am I mistaken? No, you're not, His arm lifts, palm scrubbing the back of his neck. I do have a condo downtown. I just don't live there. I live here. My nose scrunches. Then why would you have a condo? I can tell he doesn't want to answer. Or maybe he just doesn't know what to say. The man looks like a deer caught in headlights. I lift my brows, waiting, and my gaze flickers to Garrett as he comes trotting down the staircase. Carter, why do you have a condo if you don't live there? Condo? Garrett repeats, quickly wrapping me in a hug and clapping Carter on the back as he moves by us. You mean Carter's palace of— He slams his jaw shut, bright eyes wide as his gaze ricochets between us. Carter's palace of what? I urge. Don't, Carter warns him lowly. Don't you dare. A beat of silence stretches between us, the tension palpable. Love, Garrett barely whispers. Carter's palace of love? He cowers from Carter's menacing stare before dashing down the hallway, calling his apology over his shoulder. I'm sorry, okay? I don't lie well under pressure. Don't hurt me! With my arms pinned across my chest, I hold Carter's stare. He is a mixture of afraid and amused. He shouldn't be amused. He should be 100% terrified, because right now I'm thinking of kicking his ass. Out of curiosity, what line were you going to feed me if Garrett hadn't accidentally outed you for having a palace of love where you take all your special friends? They're not my special friends. They're not even my friends. You're my friend. And you're special. Oh, for the love of— Carter! He cringes. Maybe I would have told you I sold it. Oh, so you would have lied? What? Ugh. He sighs, slumping. No, I wouldn't have lied. So you'd have told me the truth, that you have a condo downtown for easy access to fuck after your games? No, He claps both his hands to his face, rubbing them up and dragging them down in slow motion. This feels like a trap. You wouldn't have liked either of those answers. His chest inflates with his deep breath, and he lets it out with a low whoosh. I would have told you that you're the first woman I've ever had to my house who hasn't been a family member or a friend's girlfriend. That I'm happy to have you here, not there. And to spend some time getting to know you better tonight. I know what he's doing. He's trying to deflect from the negative, to turn his fuckpad into a positive because I'm the special one who's made it here instead. He seems good at that, seeing the positives, even if right now it's to talk himself out of a corner. But the truth is, I've never been very good at being an optimist. I'm not a pessimist either, or at least I don't think so. I think I'm just a realist. I see both sides. Or at least I normally try to. He tucks my container under his arm and takes my hands in his, stepping into me. Can you forget about all the preconceived bullshit for tonight? One night, Ollie. I know I've got a reputation, and I know I'm not an angel. Let's pretend none of that exists and enjoy our date. It's not a date, I remind him. And we'll pretend that you're not jealous. Sigh, and he was doing so well. I flick his collarbone before strutting by him. Get over yourself, Beckett. His hearty chuckle trails behind me, and of the sentence he mutters to himself, I only catch the words ass and dress. I swivel on my heels. What did you say? The grin he flashes has me believing he's the devil in chiseled marble. There's not an innocent bone in that muscled body of his. I said, you look stunning tonight in that dress. That's not remotely close to what he said. Long fingers lacing through mine, he tugs me along behind him. Come on, Pipsqueak, let's go have a drink. I can't think of a more awful, stupid, deliriously alluring idea. So naturally, I follow him. I could die a happy woman in this kitchen. I don't know if it's the sprawling midnight blue cabinets, the brick backsplash, the double-wall oven, the shiny marble countertops, or the stone fireplace in the living room that's visible from here. All I know is if I took my last breath standing right here, that would be okay. You look like you're in heaven. A fizzy red drink appears in front of me, cranberries and limes bobbing around, and I waste no time bringing the glass to my lips, humming as I sip the sweet nectar. Thank you, I murmur to Carter as he drops to his elbows beside me at the island. I'm pretty sure I have this kitchen saved on my dream home Pinterest board. What's a Pinterest? What's a... Sighing, I shake my head. Never mind. Before I have time to contemplate the way his grin goes from self-assured to a little wobbly, Carter pulls open a drawer. His hand swallows a small brown package, and he clears his throat. Hey, this is maybe kinda weird, but I got you some— Olivia! Carter slams the drawer, the package disappearing inside, his cheeks igniting as Adam yanks me into his side and I'm dying to know what's in there. Carter said you were coming, but none of us believed it. Garrett raises his hand. I said you'd be here. Bet everyone $100. He pulls a wad of hundreds out of his jeans, fanning them at his face. Thanks for showing up. Emmett pulls one bill free and stuffs it in my hand. Ollie gets one of these since she made it happen. Kara steals a bill. And I get one because I brought her. Stupid stipulations, Garrett grumbles, tucking his money away before anyone else can claim some. Kara pats Adam's shoulder. Did you know you're Liv's favorite viper? His face lights up as he stands a bit taller, running a palm down his proud chest. Really? Me? Yep. I ignore the look of shock and betrayal Carter wears. You're like a brick wall out there. I'm also pretty sure Adam's the sweetest man in the league. Every time he's complimented in a post-game interview, he gets all shy and looks away from the camera. Ollie played hockey for 15 years, Carter tells him. Really? Adam eyes me up and down. I want you to tell me you were a goalie, but you're fucking tiny. He folds his lips into his mouth. I'm sorry. Tiny's not a bad thing, it's just not good for a goalie, I get it. I tried for a year when I was 8. My nose wrinkles. It was the worst. I'm not built for the guilt that comes with losing. I'm too sensitive and couldn't separate myself from the loss. I'd cry the entire car ride home because I'd blame myself. Adam nods and gestures all around him, to Carter, Garrett, and Emmett, to the rest of his teammates sprinkled through the house. Some losses are harder than others, but it's always a bit easier when I've got these guys to lift me up after. Is your girlfriend here? I haven't met her. Oh, Adam palms his nape. No, she wasn't feeling up to it tonight. Maybe next time. She'd love you. You'll hate her, Kara mouths over his shoulder, and the look nearly everyone else wears, including Carter, tells me the same. I'll look forward to meeting her. I nudge Garrett. What about you? Anyone special? Nuh-uh. He gives me a lazy grin and a wink. Why? You looking for a midnight kiss? Carter scoffs, sweeping his arms out. You can't kiss my date at midnight. For God's sake, Carter, this isn't a date. You can't kiss my not a real date but actually is a real date at midnight. Rolling my eyes, I bury my smile behind the hand I drag down my face. Garrett leans into me, mouth close to my ear. Full disclosure, I've got $500 riding on you kissing him at midnight. Before I can respond, an eruption of cheer comes from the dining room, and Garrett claps his hands together. Come on, Liv, let's play beer pong. He tows me toward the crowded room where a gorgeous, spalted maple table is covered in red cups and ping pong balls. You can be my partner. We'll make Carter and Adam weep. Carter trails in behind us, hands tucked in his pockets, and I follow his glower to Garrett's hand wrapped around my hip. Oh my, Mr. Beckett is jealous. His gaze flips to meet mine, and a smirk tugs at the corner of his mouth. He saunters over to me while Garrett and Adam fill 6 cups each with beer, arranging them in the shape of a triangle on opposite ends of the table. His fiery stare burns every place on my body it touches. Care to make this interesting? My fingers run up the line of his buttons. What did you have in mind? His gaze bounces to my mouth. I win, and I get your midnight kiss. My breath snags in my throat, and Kara snickers. It's been a few years, mind you, but in university, Kara and I were the queens of the beer pong table. We went entirely undefeated our sophomore and junior year. And if I win? You won't. My motivation is too high. I admire his tenacity, I'll give him that much. Trailing my finger down his torso, I stop just above the waistband of his jeans. My single drink has gone straight to my head because I'm seriously considering the possibility of me sticking my hand down there later. Humor me. His green eyes twinkle with delight. What would you like? I'd love a foot rub, and to be politely railed into the new year if I'm being honest. But the request that comes out of my mouth is so much tamer. You have to take me to see Frozen 2. I'm dying to see it, and I figure he'd rather be caught dead than at a public movie theater with a girl watching a Disney princess movie. The group around us groans, as if they know something I don't. The skin around Carter's eyes crinkles, his wide smile pulling those dimples right in. Deal. His fingers push back the loose curls hanging down the side of my face, tucking them behind my ear, where his hand slips to my nape as he hauls me closer. Joke's on you all. He touches a tender, barely there kiss to my jaw, warm breath dusting down my neck, making me tremble. I love Disney movies, and I get to take you on a date. As he walks away, bouncing the ping pong ball off the table, he adds, Now I win regardless of the outcome of this game. Carter is good, as expected. So are Adam and Garrett. But I'm better. When Garrett and I win the first game, Carter quickly declares it's a best-of-3 scenario. And when we win the second game, too, it's suddenly the best 3 out of 5. When I sink the first ball during the 3rd round, Garrett lifts me into the air while the crowd we've gathered around us hollers. I've never seen Carter lose at anything so many times in a row before, Garrett whispers when he drops me back to the ground, his hand on my back. My eyes lift to meet Carter's dark ones, already locked on us, an almost imperceptible tick in his jaw. I can't tell if it's losing that's brought on this response, or the way Garrett's been so blatantly flirting with me the entire time. Ping-pong balls soar through the air as we trade points back and forth for the next several minutes, sloshing liquid all over the fancy table until there are only 2 cups left on each side. With tensions high and Carter up next, Emmett calls out to me, Ollie, hold up, you dropped something. Having left everything with my coat, I peer up at him in confusion. His brows quirk, and I follow his pointing finger to a whole shitload of nothing before he hits me with a sneaky wink. Message received. Look, I'm a woman. I may be small, but what I lack in height, I make up for in hips and curves. I've also been told I have a killer ass, something Kara likes to remind me of often with a gentle pat-pat whenever she strolls by me. I tend to be a little self-conscious about the softness of my edges, the roundness of my ass, all things that have come via a healthy obsession with spending endless hours scrolling through desserts on Pinterest or watching inspirational baking videos on Instagram and then trying to recreate them. But the truth is, most men find all those dips and curves irresistible. And Carter Beckett? He's definitely most men. I note the way he's poised over the table, gaze flitting between the cup he's aiming at and me. When I smile, he smiles back, soft and sweet. I almost feel bad for what I'm about to do. Almost. Turning my back on him, I bend over right down to the ground, lingering there for a moment, just long enough to hear what I want to hear. Ping, ping, ping. Fuck! Adam chucks a ping-pong ball off the table. Are you fucking kidding me, Beckett? You got distracted by an ass? He drags both his hands down his face before gesturing at me. It's one bangin' ass. Carter's wayward ball rolls to my feet and I shoot up, holding it up above my head. Got it. Adam gently bangs his forehead off the wall, groaning, and Carter's wearing the sexiest scowl I've ever seen. The alcohol in me dares me to kiss it right off. Emmett claps my hand, howling with laughter, and Garrett grabs my face, kissing my forehead with a loud smack. He sinks his own shot with ease, then proceeds to rub my shoulders while he talks strategy in my ear. Just take it slow. Take a deep breath. Don't rush your shot. We've got it in the bag. Any cup, Liv. Any cup. He steps away and Kara darts in, slapping a hand to my ass. Let's go, baby! I set my eyes on the cup I want and get into position. I'm confident, and I know it's warranted. Oh, Carter? I call, and his mouth quirks as he watches me. I went 108 games undefeated in university. Eyes locked on his, I send the ball soaring, arrogant grin detonating my face when I hear that plop as it sinks into his drink, the crowd around us exploding with cheers. Adam sinks to the floor, Carter grips the edge of the table, dropping his head with a growl, and Garrett spins me in his arms. Drunk me realizes whatever I'm feeling for Carter is much more than an attraction to all his sexy bits, and I don't really know what to do with that. Logic tells me to run, to shut it down before it becomes more. Because this man will break me. Illogic says, fuck it. Let's give it a shot. I'm not sure which one will win, but the bold part of me swings 2 arms around his neck and says, how does it feel to lose, big boy? Something daunting and feral flashes in his eyes, and his palm slides over my collarbone, fingers wrapping tenderly around the base of my throat. Trust me, the last thing I've done is lost.
Chapter 11. The Final Countdown. Carter. You got your ass handed to you. By a girl. By a tiny girl. 3 times in a row. How does it feel, Carter? I shove my hand in a face. I'm not sure whose, because every single one of my friends' faces has been in mine in the last 30 seconds after I watched Olivia's ass disappear behind the bathroom door. Ah, shut up. No, I didn't. I feel fine. I didn't. She didn't. Oh, fuck. I hold my palms up, half shrug, half surrender. Okay. But is it technically losing if... Yes. I frown. Okay, well, you didn't all have to say it at once. I look at Kara. She's checking out her pointed red fingernails. You knew. Blue eyes flipped to mine. Knew what, fuckboy? That she was gonna win. Yeah, I knew. Of course I knew. She was my beer pong partner for 4 years. Girl can do a mean keg stand, too. She gives me a patronizing pat on my chest. No kiss for you. I'm gonna kiss the fuck out of her in the back row at the movies. Kara guffaws. Oh, you think I trust you to be alone with my bestie in the dark? No, I don't think so. Em and I are coming with you. No, you're not. Yes, we are. She gestures at Adam and Garrett. You boys want to come too? Garrett groans. I had to take my sisters to see it over Christmas. Perfect. So you're in. And... Nobody's coming, I growl. You trust me. If I say it like I believe it, maybe Kara will believe it too. Kara laughs. It's one of those dramatic, condescending ones, the kind that keeps going and going. She slaps at her thigh and wipes beneath her eyes. Oh, Carter, I love you, but the last thing I do is trust you with my best friend. I sweep my arms out. Well, what the fuck? Why not? I wouldn't trust me either, if I'm being honest. It's not that I have bad intentions. It's just that I kinda don't really know what they are. At least, not past spending time with her. I don't want to say something mean. Just say it, Care. I'm a big boy. She heaves a sigh. If man-whore were a word in the dictionary, you'd proudly pose for the photo. If Olivia goes out with you, kisses you, what have you, it's because she has feelings for you and she wants to explore them. You do all those things for fun with people you don't know, people who mean nothing to you. I'm not saying you're wrong. If that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do you. I'm just saying that as long as you're on 2 totally different pages, if you plan on doing the same thing you've been doing all this time, chances are she's going to end up getting hurt. And if I'm not? If I'm not planning on... Christ, I can't even finish the sentence. The thought alone of anything more than a casual fuck makes my skin crawl, my throat tight. What if I fuck it up? What if I'm terrible at it? What if I hurt her? Why does he look like that? I don't know. He looks kinda like a sad, lost puppy. Looks more like constipation to me. Adam slings an arm over my shoulders, pulling me closer. Leave my guy alone. He's got a crush, that's all. A crush? My throat squeezes again. No, I don't. Do I? You do, Carter. That's why you haven't left the bar with a single woman lately. Maybe I needed a break. I've been tired. That's why you bought Olivia cinnamon buns and cheesecake and talked her into getting her face painted with you last week. That's why you stood there with your arms around her during the tree lighting, just because she shivered. And that's why you invited her to a party at your house, even though you never have meaningless hookups at your house. Because Olivia means something to you. And you, my friend, have a crush. Well, fuck me sideways. He might be right. What the hell do I do with a crush? You follow her into the bathroom. That's what you do with a crush. Well, I didn't follow her in. She's already inside, and I'm waiting out here to surprise her. The door opens, and Olivia slips out, head down. He's just a man. She's busy mumbling to herself. An insanely beautiful and irritating man. Oh, I like where this is going. My hands wrap around her waist. Just one, actually. The other claps over her mouth to stifle her scream, and I walk her back into the bathroom, hitting the lock behind us. Jesus Christ, Carter! She swats my shoulder when I release her, then swipes her soft brown curls off her face. Why are you always sneaking up on me? If you'd look where you were going. Don't blame this on me. Blame implies guilt for something done wrong, and I don't think there's anything wrong about us being here right now. Now, back to what you were saying about that insanely beautiful man. I should start keeping track of how often she rolls those eyes or plants her fists on her curvy hips. They draw attention to all the right areas, but all the wrong, so wrong ideas. Her eyes are the warmest shade of brown, with tiny flecks of gold, like smooth melted chocolate. And when she peers up at me from beneath those thick, dark lashes, all I can picture is the way she'd look below me, our eyes locked while I bring her right to the edge before inevitably throwing us both over. And those hips. Oh, fuck me, those hips. Wide and full, leading up to a teensy waist and down to a stellar, round ass. All I want to do is grab hold of those hips, burn my fingerprints right into them as I pin her to the mattress and drive inside of her, watching her fight to breathe as my name leaves her lips. I also said irritating, she finally retorts, that air of confidence back. Or did your selective hearing kick in? And hey, she claps in my face, then gestures at her own. I'm up here, Beckett. Just admiring your dress. I've done it at least 100 times tonight. It's a deep forest green that clings to every dip, leaving little to the imagination, except whether or not she blushes all over. I hope one day I get to find out. Is that why you trapped me in the bathroom? Nah, I trapped you because there's no way you would have willingly let me come in here with you if I'd asked. Leaning back against the sink, I incline my head towards the edge of the bathtub. Now sit your ass down so we can talk. She sits, but she sure as hell drags her ass about it, and I smile at her bare feet, her sparkly gold toenails. She ditched her heels about 3 seconds into the first round of beer pong, and I have a feeling they won't be making it back on. Don't like being too high off the ground, huh? Her nose scrunches in the most adorable way when she giggles. I hate heels, period. I was trying to be classy, but the truth is, I've spent most of my Christmas break in sweats, and I kinda wish I'd worn them tonight, so I decided to lose the heels. I have some sweats if you want to change. I can take you upstairs and show you where they are. How kind of you. And I assume they're in your bedroom? Yup. They'd be big on you, so I'd need to help you dress to make sure we cinch them just right, obviously. Obviously. We wouldn't want them to accidentally fall off. Oh, God, no. That would be a disaster. I'd just be standing there in my panties. I run a hand across my jaw and lift a shoulder. And then I'd need to wrap you in my body, carry you right back up to my bedroom so nobody could see you. Honestly, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. We should probably stay in the bedroom, where we're safe. I stand, offering her my hand and heaving a drawn-out sigh. Come on, Ole, let's go. A wide grin blooms, brightening every bit of her face, the sharp angle of her cheekbones, the slope of her nose, the bow of her top lip, and when she smacks my hand away, I chuckle and sink down beside her. Olivia watches the way I spread my hand out right next to hers, and when my pinky slides against hers, she doesn't move away. Instead, she licks her lips.
Garrett bet on us kissing.
Yeah, I know. I didn't take the bet. Her gaze shines with mirth.
You, Mr. Confident, didn't bet on yourself getting a midnight kiss? Why not?
Because I don't bet against myself, but I don't like to lose either. I can't get a good read on you. At first, you did the opposite of everything I expected you to do. You turned me down, told me to go fuck myself, slammed the door in my face, and the last thing you wanted to do was spend any time with me at all. But now, I'm getting better at figuring you out. Like some of the stuff I think you're feeling, and you smile at me more and laugh a lot. But that means I see your confusion as well as you do. You don't know what you're going to do until you do it, so I have no fucking clue anymore.
And what am I confused about?
I shrug. Me? Maybe you're wondering which version of me is the real one and whether it's okay to like that version. Olivia's grip on the edge of the tub tightens as she stares at her toes. I nudge her shoulder with mine. Did I hit the nail on the head, or am I way off about what's going on here between us? She blinks at me.
You don't like me, Carter.
I think I do, yeah. Her wide eyes move between mine, searching, and when she laughs, it's the exhausted, frustrated kind.
You can't even say the words.
I swallow the tightness in my throat that feels a little bit like fear and try again. I like you, Olivia. Something in her expression jars me. It's tender but guarded, lost but begging to be found. She wants answers, but she's not sure she'll buy them.
How do you know you like me?
Besides the fact that my chest got tight whenever Garrett was touching you? She cocks her head.
You were jealous?
I've never really been jealous before, so I can't say for sure, but I briefly thought about decapitating my right winger, so yeah, I think I was. Warm eyes hold mine for a quiet beat of silence.
I'm sorry,
She murmurs.
I would never knowingly put you in that position. But you must realize the irony of the situation, though, no? You saw another man with his hands on me once. Twice we've been at a bar together where you've expressed interest, and twice you've ended up with another woman's hands on you.
She holds up a hand, stopping me before I can argue with her.
It just happens, I know, but it happens because that's the narrative you've created for yourself, Carter. I mean, how many women have you slept with since we met?
None. I answer truthfully and without hesitation. A snort of disbelief.
Bullshit.
What reason would I have to lie?
To get me into bed.
The duh hangs heavy in the air between us. I've never needed to lie to get a woman into bed before. I realize how it sounds as soon as it's out of my mouth, but by then Olivia is already on her feet and halfway to the door. My fingers circle her wrist, stopping her. Stop. Stay, please. I run an aggravated hand through my hair. Look, I don't know how to talk about this kind of stuff, which is hard for me because I don't filter my words before they leave my mouth, but if you give me a minute, I'll get there. I wait for her to sit back down and then try again. What I mean is, I've never needed to lie about how many women I've been with. It's never been a secret because of the way I've lived my life. Women know what to expect with me. And you know, clearly, because I'm pretty sure that's the reason you've been dead set on avoiding me like the plague. Why would I lie now? It's gonna get me nowhere with you. You'll just add liar to the list of cons under my name. She nibbles the corner of her lip.
I'm not keeping score or anything.
That's bullshit, and you know it. The odds were stacked against me the moment I approached you.
Well, to be fair,
Yes, I asked you to go back to my condo and fuck. I know. Not a great first impression. If I could take it back, I would.
why?
I spread my legs, resting my elbows on my thighs. Because then maybe you could get past all the other shit and we could move forward. She honestly could not look more confused. She's also seriously lacking in terms of sassy comebacks. Part of me worries I've broken her.
What in the world are you talking about?
I gesture between us. This. Me and you. I drive a hand through the air like an arrow. Forward.
Is there a me and you, Carter? A forward?
My shoulders feel taut and cramped, and my body itches to move, to flee before I can bring myself any deeper. Instead, I hold her small hand in mine, my thumb sweeping over the blush polish on her fingernails. I think so,
You think so?
Olivia repeats slowly. Her gaze rises cautiously, meeting mine.
I don't have time for I think so's, nor the energy to wait around while you figure out what you want from me, especially when the chances are pretty damn high that you figure out a couple weeks down the road, once I'm already well over my head, that what you want is not a relationship.
My expression must hold all the disappointment I feel, because her warm hand cups my cheek, guiding my gaze back to hers.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound rude. I'm just not sure if you understand, Carter. We're worlds apart.
My gaze floats down her face, over her high cheekbones, the dainty freckles that paint her nose. She's beautiful. Sometimes I think it hurts. Are we? I finally ask.
Aren't we? We want different things.
What if we don't?
Can you tell me honestly that what you want is a serious committed relationship? Because I don't do casual, Carter. I'm not built for it. And I have no desire to waste my time on something that doesn't have the potential to move forward.
I don't know, I admit. All I know is being with you here feels nice, and it felt nice last week too. Don't you feel it too? A beat of silence lingers between us, and my pulse thuds in my ears while I wait for her to answer, to tell me I'm not alone in this. She brushes a stray wave from my forehead and smiles.
I do. But as it stands, Carter, I think that's all we're on the same page with. Does that make sense?
I nod slowly, wetting my lips. Does that mean if I wanted to try to be in a relationship, you'd let me try with you? A laugh gurgles from her throat, a little bit anxious, a little bit exasperated.
You realize you're making it sound like tryouts, you know? A relationship is something two people try together, yes, but I'm not a test run to see if being in a relationship is something you actually desire. You need to decide what you want first before you go after the girl.
What if the only thing I'm sure about is wanting you? She sweeps her thumb over the indent in my chin.
Sometimes wanting something isn't enough.
I spend the next 2 hours trying to pretend like my gaze isn't exactly where it is, glued to Olivia. I watch her become friends with my friends so effortlessly. I watch her put her heels back on, just to ditch them all over again 2 minutes later in my kitchen. I watch her dance and drink and play games, and I watch her fucking laugh. Fuck, is she ever spectacular when she laughs? Head thrown back, eyes squeezed shut, her milky skin stained with pink as her loose curls cascade down her back. I rub at my chest, trying to soothe the tightness that stretches across it when one of my teammates touches her lower back, bending to whisper in her ear. All this jealousy I'm feeling tonight is throwing me off kilter. I don't know how to handle it. But Olivia catches my eye, the corner of her mouth lifting as she sidesteps away from him, and for some reason, that's it. For some reason, I know. No isn't an option when she's involved. Because I can do better, be better, and I can do it for Olivia. I want to do it for Olivia. Maybe that's why I get a wild idea when Ryan Seacrest tells us there's only 2 minutes to midnight, even though I lost our bet. Maybe that's why my grin splits my face when I straighten off my spot on the wall, catching Olivia's wildly anxious gaze. She's looking at me, then at Kara, then down the hall. I see the apprehension, see the way she spins, hands in the air like she has no idea what to do. She starts slipping off toward the hallway, but Kara grips her arm, yanking her back. Olivia's chocolate gaze locks on mine, and suddenly, there's only 30 seconds to midnight. And I start moving, and she's still freaking the fuck out, feet cemented in place, eyes gigantic saucers that only grow rounder with each stride I take, eating the distance between us. 15 seconds. Carter, Olivia whispers, her fingers crawling around my wrists when I take her face in my hands. What are you doing? Her eyes bounce between mine, full ruby lips parting to let her tongue peek out, sweeping across, getting ready, because she knows exactly what I'm about to do. 10.
Carter,
Relax, Ollie. I rake my fingers through her soft curls, and when I bracket her jaw in my hand, I swear I hear her heart thumping. 5. My thumb skims her lower lip. Her eyes flicker. Can I? 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Chapter 12. Pay Up, Garrett, Carter. There's a part of me that would like to say nothing happens when our lips finally meet for the first time. That it's the same as it always is. No sparks, no flames. That there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. An anchor that drops to the very bottom as fast as it can when I realize this is nothing new. That I'm right back to feeling like the type of love my parents shared doesn't exist for me. That I'll never find it. That I'm okay with that, the way I have been all these years. A part of me would like to say that's what happens, but it's not. I can't say that. Because when I haul Olivia into me, when her hands slip up my arms, over my shoulders, fingers plunging into my hair, when our lips touch, fucking finally, my entire body comes alive. My world explodes with color. My hands on her face trembling with desire and need, with shock. I want more. I need more. I don't see how I'll ever get enough of this. Of her. Of us. She's a drug, and I'm addicted off my very first hit. Her lips part on a sigh, the hint of vanilla and brown sugar begging my tongue to reach out and take a taste. So I do. We meet with a hot, wet sweep, one that makes me groan, and I sink into the feel of her, the heat that urges me closer until there's nowhere left to go. Everything around us dies down to a gentle simmer. The frantic drum of my heart beating wildly against my sternum drowns everything else out. None of it matters anyway. Nothing except this woman in my arms. The way her mouth moves so fluidly with mine as I swallow every one of her whimpers. Olivia pushes forward and I let her walk me backward until my calves hit a chair. When I fall to it, she falls with me, climbing right into my lap as her fingers plow through my hair, hanging on tight, as if she has no intention of letting go, which is exactly how I feel about her. It's not until my hands slide down her back, grasp her waist tightly, spurring that tiny nip of her teeth on my lip, that I'm suddenly aware the room is silent, save for the soft hum of the crowd around us. I crack one lid. Kara's astonished, irritated face the first one I see. Emmett looks slightly scared beside her. Scared for me, probably because his girlfriend can kick my ass. Adam hits me with 2 thumbs up and an eager grin, and Garrett starts trying to collect his winnings. My hands sweep the length of Olivia's arms until I find hers with my hair. Twinning our fingers, I pull our hands between us and press one more kiss to her lips. And one more quick one. Okay, one more. Just for good measure. Because fuck me, she tastes like the best kind of sin. Ollie, I whisper when she goes in for a 4th. She's not done yet, which is cool because I'm so far from being done with her. Ollie, we haven't... That was one hell of a fireworks show, someone whoops out. I'm $500 richer. Fucking Garrett. And Olivia's eyes flip open, the sound she makes stuck somewhere between a gasp, a whimper, and a plea, all rolled into one. Oh. She shifts back, touching trembling fingers to her lips. Her face burns bright as she tries to climb off me.
Oh my god.
Hey. Smoothing a palm down her back, I keep her in place. It's okay. Just a kiss. Not a big deal. That doesn't do the trick. Her gaze wobbles until it drops, and when she swallows, it's so thick I can hear it.
I'm sorry,
she whispers, and before I can ask what for, she slips off my lap and disappears down the hallway with Kara. Mind your business, I toss out, without any real heat at anyone else as I cross the room, Emmett hot on my heels. You fucking kissed her, he hisses. She said I could, I hiss right back. He shoves my shoulder. Do you like her? I jam my elbow into his ribs. Yes, I fucking like her. Clapping a hand across my mouth and pushing me up against the wall, Emmett shushes me loudly. He holds a finger to his lips before releasing me and gesturing down the hall, where Kara's voice filters from.
You like him.
It's more accusation than anything.
Of course I like him, Kara. He's charming and funny and makes me smile in this irritating sort of way. And I'm losing my damn mind because I'm totally falling for Carter Beckett.
Hell yeah, she is. Charming? Check. Funny? As fuck? Make her smile. No better compliment. Emmett rolls his eyes as I jerk a fist into my side in celebration. Olivia keeps going.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Ouch. That kinda hurts. Am I really that bad? Kind of a stupid question, all things considered. I'm not what you'd call boyfriend material. But maybe I could be. For her. I'd like to try, anyway. Their voices disappear, and when I peek around the corner, I frown. They're gone, and I don't know where. When Kara returns 5 minutes later, she's alone. Did she leave? Shit, I fucked this up somehow, didn't I? Kara makes a sound of annoyance.
What's your endgame, Carter?
Endgame? What the hell does that mean? I wanted to kiss her, so I did. I like her, and she likes me. Why is everyone making such a big deal about this?
Yes, Carter. Endgame. What's your plan?
I scratch my head. I want to see her again. I want to take her to that damn Disney movie. I want to kiss her some more. Maybe snuggle on my couch while we watch TV in front of the fireplace and I play with her hair, 'cause it's soft and it smells nice.
You don't even know what you want.
That's not true. I want Olivia.
You want every girl.
It's not the same, Kara. Not with her. It's never really been about wanting so much as it's been about satisfying an urge, slapping a temporary bandage over a void. Because the truth is, though I promised my mom I wouldn't let a love like my parents get away, there's a big part of me that not only expected to never find it, but didn't want it either. When you love someone so wholly, it makes you weak. You risk pieces of yourself that you can't afford to lose. With Olivia, the ache doesn't feel so startlingly empty. I don't know why, but I do know that much. I also know that the thought alone scares the shit out of me. I'm not sure what Kara sees in me, but the harsh lines in her expression soften, giving way to the big heart she sometimes likes to hide. With a sigh, she tells me Olivia went upstairs to find a bathroom, to take a breather, and to give her a couple minutes. And I do. I give her 5 minutes, then 10. The longer I wait around, pretending to listen to the conversation, the more antsy I get. My head rolls on my shoulders, and the 5th time I open my fridge for absolutely nothing at all, Adam sighs. Just go get her, man. With a 6-pack of beer tucked under my arms, I take the stairs 2 at a time, checking each room along the way down the hall, and frown when I come up empty. There's a part of me that worries she's decided to leave, sneak out the front door, but then I remember her heels on my kitchen floor. A sliver of golden light pours out through the cracked door at the end of the hall, along with the faint smell of burning cherry wood, and I push it open, slowly stepping into my bedroom. The room itself is empty of the person I'm looking for, but a frigid gust of wind blows through the glass doors leading out to my balcony, sheer curtains ruffling with the breeze, and I follow the smell of fire outside. And there on the outdoor lounger, set opposite the built-in stone fireplace, curled up beneath a blanket, is just the person I'm looking for. Orange flames lick up around her, illuminating the soft lines of her face, the gentle heave of her chest, the swell of her lips as she breathes deeply. With her hands curled under her chin, Olivia sleeps soundly, the sweet sight crushing like a weight on my chest. I've never had a woman here who I wanted something from. Never allowed a woman to be vulnerable enough in my space to fall asleep. Never had to work so hard to push down the longing that makes me itch to climb in behind her, pull her up into my chest, and just fucking be. Until Olivia. As I sink down to the cushion beside her, I find myself wondering if everything is always going to be until Olivia. If this is that point in my life where everything starts changing. The thought is as thrilling as it is both confusing and frightening, and I find myself wondering if the risk might be worth the reward. Olivia stirs slightly, toes pressing against my thigh, the sharp bite of her freezing skin stinging mine right through the thick denim. Covering her feet with the fuzzy blanket, toasty from the fire, I squeeze her toes in my hand, trying to warm them before this West Coast winter can inflict permanent damage on the cutest toes I've ever seen. Her feet flex in my grasp as her arms shoot over her head with a moan as she stretches like a sleepy kitten. Dark lashes flutter, giving way to bleary eyes the color of coffee, and when realization sinks in, she drops her head back to the cushion with a groan, face buried behind her palm.
Please tell me you didn't catch me sleeping on the balcony off your bedroom.
I didn't catch you sleeping on the balcony off my bedroom. She huffs a laugh and sits up.
I wasn't snooping or anything.
So how did you end up in my bedroom, and then on my balcony, and curled up beneath my blanket, which was on my bed, by the way?
I. I.
I lift a brow, and heat rushes up her neck, pooling in her cheeks.
I wasn't snooping.
She promises, and that's about the last time she takes a breath.
I was overwhelmed and I couldn't think straight, so I came up here for some quiet and I got curious and the lights were on and your bedroom wasn't what I was expecting. And then I found this and the coals were still hot and this fucking view, Carter. It's absolutely incredible and I was just staring at it and I hope you're not upset with me for invading your privacy and falling asleep.
Upset with her? I'm not upset with her. I'm just fucking staring at her, watching as she goes on, this breathtaking masterpiece who's so wildly contradicting with the way she spits fire and sarcasm while simultaneously caring too much about what people think. And honestly, I fucking adore her. Taking her hands in mine, I watch her rambling stop, watch her gaze shake with apprehension. Hey, Pipsqueak, take a breath. Don't be sorry. I gesture around us. The crackling flames, the sea of stars swimming in the night sky, the endless trail of black pines leading up to the peaks of the mountains. This view, right here, is why I bought this plot of land 4 years ago. I get it. It's impossible not to get a little lost when you're looking out at all this. Kind of realize how small and insignificant we all are. All our problems. It's my favorite place to be when I need to think, need peace and quiet. When I need to forget who the world thinks Carter Beckett is and remember who I actually am. Or who I want to be, maybe. When my gaze floats down from the stars, it finds Olivia carefully watching me, and I wonder what she sees when she looks at me. Is she able to see past the image I've carelessly created for myself? I think she is. I'm less sure that her decisions aren't fueled by that image, though. She gestures at the beer, a silent question, and I nod, watching as she twists the cap off too, one for each of us. She sips quietly for a minute before asking,
Why did you come after me?
Because I haven't been able to get you off my mind all night. If I'm being honest, I haven't stopped thinking about you since you walked out on me when we were supposed to get food. Another beat of silence.
Do you know what scares me about you, Carter?
Everything, probably, but hopefully something I can fix. What?
That I honestly don't know whether you're being genuine or if you're just trying exceptionally hard to get into my pants.
It's a dress, I tease with a cheeky grin, reaching forward to tug on the wavy hem of the sleeve wrapped around her delicate wrist. Her unimpressed face tells me it's not the time for jokes. The short and truthful answer to her worry is both. I genuinely care about her and want to spend time with her, but I would also throw myself at her feet if it meant she let me destroy her body because I want to absolutely wreck her. I mean that in the most respectful way possible, of course. You make me think. Too much, maybe. It's messing with my head. Everything is jumbled. She does a half eye roll.
Because you aren't used to having to work for it?
Christ, like I fucking get it. Nobody trusts me with Olivia, her included, because I fuck around a lot. Nobody thinks I have it in me to change, to want more, to treat a girl right. Draining my beer and ditching it on the table, I scrub both hands down my face. I don't know what to do, and it's unnerving. I never have to second-guess myself on the ice. I command that rink, and I've worked damn hard to earn the respect of my teammates, their confidence in me as their captain. I do my best not to let them down, but right now, I feel like I'm letting myself down. I don't know what my next move should be. How the hell do I get her to trust me enough to give me a shot here at something, anything? Olivia touches my knee, drawing my attention.
I'm sorry, Carter, My sauciness is my best defense mechanism.
I nod. I see that. And I get it.
I meant what I said earlier. I do like you, I just...
Don't trust me. I finished for her. And why would you? Why would anyone? Meant to say that last one in my head. Olivia's eyes flicker and drop. Then she reaches out, timid fingers wrapping around mine.
I'm really sorry, Carter.
Her sincerity is appreciated, but she doesn't have anything to apologize for. It's my own fault. Emmett always told me my fucking around would come back to bite me in the ass one day. I always figured he meant an accidental pregnancy with a puck bunny, though I'm careful as hell. Birth control and a condom, or I'm not going in. I didn't think in a million years he meant that the only woman I've ever wanted would ultimately not go for me because of my past. But here she is, having already admitted her feelings for me, the only thing standing in our way being my less than stellar history with relationships, or rather, lack thereof. So, I guess I need to work on changing her mind, give her a reason to trust me, even if it's slow and takes me all damn year. I'll be her friend first, and I'll be good. For her. For Olivia. Chapter 13. Oprah and Oopsies. Carter. So I guess that means no making out in the back row at the movies, huh? Her quiet giggle makes me smile.
We don't really have to go.
What? No, fuck that. Frozen 2, right? We're going. I dig in my pocket, pull out my phone, and flip to the cinema app. Let's pick a date right now. I'll buy the tickets.
But...
Listen. I cut her off. Are you telling me never, Ollie? Or are you open to the possibility of a future if I prove you can trust me? Her teeth skim her bottom lip.
Well, I guess I did beat you 3 games in a row.
I let you win. I lie, then clap my palm over her mouth when she opens it to argue. Okay, I leave on a road trip in 2 days, so we can go when I get back. She rips my hand away, hanging onto my fingers as she drops it to her lap and scooches closer to me, face hanging over my phone.
Somebody's eager,
she mumbles, then taps on a date.
That Friday could work if you guys are off.
We are. It's our bye week, actually, which is our mandated 5-day break. It's going to be a busy weekend for reasons neither Kara nor Olivia knows about yet, but we'll by tomorrow.
But it's a Friday night, so if you're, busy, then I totally...
Her mouth shuts when I hit the purchase button. Flashing a grin, I tap her nose. It's a date, Pipsqueak. Now drink another beer and tell me where in Ontario you grew up. Olivia sinks against me with a wistful sigh.
I'm from Muskoka.
Ah, cottage country. I stare out at the horizon. No wonder you fell asleep out here.
We don't have mountains, but this is... wow.
It's like she's stuck somewhere far off, dreaming while she stares with wonder out at the sky.
It's the only time I've seen as many stars as I used to every night at home.
How'd you wind up all the way out here? She sets her beer down, bouncing side to side, and her face lights like she's gearing up to tell me her favorite story.
Okay, so my brother, he's 4 years older than me.
She touches my hand.
Came out here for school and decided he never wanted to come home again. When I graduated from high school, I came to spend the summer with him and his girlfriend. She was pregnant, one-night stand, but now they're married.
She waves a hand.
You know, true love, fairy tale bullshit. But anyway, not the point.
I could listen to her tell stories all day.
So I came out here, and honestly, I fell in love with everything. All of it. I spent 2 months hiking and exploring, and I didn't want to leave. I was all set to go to Toronto in September, but Kristen, my sister-in-law, she's fantastic, was working at the university, pulled some strings, and got me a meeting with admissions. It was sheer dumb luck they'd had someone pull back their acceptance the day before, and I got in. Flew home the next day, packed up my whole life, and drove out here 3 days later with my dad. I got assigned Kara as a roommate, and that was the end of that. There was no turning back. She'd never let me leave now.
Chuckling, I pick up her hand, pressing her palm to mine. The size difference is staggering. I imagine Kara would be on the next plane out, ready to chase you down and drag you back here by your hair if you tried to leave her. Olivia's nose scrunches with a giggle.
My mom's tried a couple times. She still pretends she's mad at me for leaving. I was still 17 and such a quiet kid, a real homebody. The thought of moving to Toronto for school and being away from my parents terrified me. And there I was, suddenly packing up and moving across the country on a whim.
She leans forward, gripping my hand. I don't know why she gets so animated when she's telling a story, but I love it. It also kind of feels like she's dropping her walls, which I can definitely get behind.
Mom refused to say goodbye when I left, wouldn't look at me, hug me, nothing. But then she chased the car down the street, screaming at my dad to stop. She sobbed in my arms for 27 minutes before she let me go. My dad timed it.
I make a face, one that makes her giggle some more. Sounds like something my mom would do. They can never meet. You can't put two crazy moms in a room.
And crazy moms are the best, though.
I sigh. No one will ever love you the same way a crazy mom does. Or a supportive dad. You know, the I'm your biggest fan kind. I had one of those, and I miss him. An hour and a half later, the beers are gone, and Olivia's buzzing happily beside me, a permanent lazy grin etched on her face. Think my party's over? I murmur, after several minutes of slamming car doors, hollering friends before they climb into cabs. Olivia blows out a long exhale and lays her head in my lap. I don't hesitate to bury my fingers in her hair. It's soft and silky, and thick as hell. I twist the tip of one curl around my pointer finger and try not to think about how it might feel to wrap all of it around my fist while I bury another body part inside of her. I try not to think about it, but I'm a man, and she's one hell of a woman.
I didn't mean to hog you up here,
she tells me. I smile down at her, beyond tempted to bend my neck, coax my tongue into her mouth, taste her once more. No better way to spend the first couple hours of the new year.
I'm not ready to leave,
she admits with a yawn and a stretch. Fan-fucking-tastic, because I'm not ready to watch her go. Then don't. Sleep over. Olivia doesn't hesitate to throw an arm up, pinching the first bit of my body she can get her grubby little fingers on. It happens to be my nipple. Ow, you little shit. I smack a protective palm over my injured nipple. Olivia doesn't look the least bit apologetic, which promptly leads me curling over top of her, tickling her ribs while she squeals with laughter until she's a wheezing mess, writhing around on my lap, begging me to stop, tears threatening to spill down her cheeks. Holding her wrists over her head, I drop my face until the tips of our nose touch. No pinching, I whisper. I want to do it, but it's her that tips her chin, brushing her lips across mine. Just barely. Just a touch. Just enough that a tingle of excitement races down my spine, reminding me how much I like kissing her, how she feels so different than every other woman before her. I pull her up with me, watching the blanket pool at her feet as she adjusts her dress around her thighs and shivers. Taking her hand, I lead her into my bedroom, closing out the cold behind us. Think of it more like a slumber party. We could watch a movie, and you can sleep in my bed. I'll take a spare. I pull her toward the four-poster bed, enjoying the way she shuffles along behind me as if trying to disguise her eagerness. Come on, Ollie. I pat the mattress. Have a feel. Her wide eyes bounce between me and the bed. Moving behind her, I press her palms to the mattress, covering her hands with mine. My lips touch her ear. It's a hypnose. Oprah sleeps on one. She makes a sound deep in her throat, one I someday hope to hear while we're rolling around together, naked, preferably in this very bed. She peers at me from over her shoulder, licking her lips before taking the bottom one between her teeth.
But I don't have any pajamas,
She settles on.
or a toothbrush.
I'll get you both, I say with a smile, watching the way her fingers dust across the soft bedding, her chest sinking lower to the mattress with the gentle guide of my hand on her lower back. I'll make you breakfast in the morning and maybe we could talk more. She presses up on her toes and rests a knee on the mattress.
What will you make me?
Waffles, French toast, bacon, eggs. I'll make you a fucking turkey dinner if you want. Just get in the damn bed. Olivia folds over with laughter, fisting the covers. I grab her hips, tossing her onto the bed. She rolls with a yelp and a giggle, collapsing onto her back, starfishing in the middle of the bed.
Oh, fuck,
she moans. Aw, shit. My poor dick. He's jumping around behind my zipper because she's in my bed, moaning. Sweeping her arms out, she drawls out,
This is amazing.
I know that, of course. Cost me 15 grand, taxes in. You read that right. 15 fucking grand on a mattress. And it's worth every penny. Hands in my pocket, I watch her with a smile, taking her in while she rolls around, testing it out. She's not bothered when the door handle jiggles, or when Kara calls out to her.
Livy!
Kara knocks 5 times in rapid succession, followed by 2 softer knocks.
You in there, babe? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, get out here. We're going home.
Sitting up, Olivia's gaze floats to the door. She twists, looking to me like she doesn't know what the hell to do, like she wants me to make the decision for her. I can't, obviously. If it was my choice, I'd keep her here until she had to go back to work. We'd also be naked the entire time, trying out a few choice gymnastic moves. I heave a sigh, plowing a hand through my hair, shaking it out. If you don't want to stay, it's okay. Her lips part, head tipping to the side to study me.
I'm going to
The corner of her mouth lifts.
stay.
I clap my hands together and scream out a silent yes before dive-bombing the bed, wrapping my arms around her, rolling her around in some sort of weird hug while she laughs wildly. I finally jump up and jog across the room to my dresser, where I pull out a t-shirt and a pair of sweatpants. I hold the pants up and question. They're going to swallow her whole. She makes a face and shakes her head.
What the fuck? Carter Beckett, are you in there?
Kara shakes the handle.
Carter, open this fucking door right now. Em, kick it down. Keep your dick out of my best friend's palace.
Throwing my shirt to Olivia, I hit the lock and whip the door open, gesturing at my body with a sweep of my arm. I'm fully dressed and my dick is in my pants, right where it belongs, thank you very much. Kara appears both unimpressed and shocked. Emmett, on the other hand, grins from ear to ear as he pokes his head into the room. He doubles over with laughter when he spies Olivia on the bed. He's clearly wasted.
Oh my god.
Olivia croons, on her knees in the center of my bed, holding my shirt to her body.
Kara, look. He gave me a shirt to sleep in. It's gonna be a dress on me.
Kara's jaw drops, gaze moving between us. She holds her hands up.
What the fuck is going on here? I'm just gonna sleep.
Olivia ditches the shirt and lifts the blankets, sliding beneath them. Her head disappears between the pillows until all I can see are her arms, which she holds high in the air.
I kicked Carter Beckett out of his own bed. Somebody take a picture. I don't think this has ever happened before.
It hasn't. I do a lot of shit with Olivia I've never had a desire to do with anyone else. Olivia bounces with the weight of Emmett's body when it hits the mattress. The two of them snuggle up as he holds his phone above their heads, snapping a picture while they snicker like a couple of fools. I kinda wanna crawl in there. Scratch that. I really wanna crawl in there and kick my best bud the hell out. Kara points a finger in my face, the look she hits me with as terrifying as it always is.
I'm too drunk to yell at you. If you hurt her, be prepared to eat your own dick. I've heard it's huge, so it's a good thing you have a big appetite.
Her crazed eyes move between mine.
Got it, Carter?
Holding up 2 fingers, I pledge. I solemnly swear I will not hurt Olivia Parker. She pats my chest and turns back to the bed where her best friend and boyfriend are still bouncing around.
It's like I have kids sometimes.
She stalks over, dragging Emmett off the bed and kissing Olivia's cheek.
Have fun. Be safe. And don't make any stupid decisions.
Olivia salutes her.
Yes, Mom.
Kara rolls her eyes but laughs, strutting by me, and Emmett shuts the door with a pump of his brows. A minute later, the front door opens and closes, leaving the house eerily quiet. I never thought I'd be here tonight, alone with Olivia, especially not in my bed. Her curls are a wild mess, blankets pooling around her waist. She's like the Antichrist, sitting there in bed, everything about her dark. Hair, gaze, dress, a stark contrast to all the fluffy white bedding. Nothing but terrible, filthy, downright naughty thoughts run through my mind. Antichrist. You made me get you pajamas and you're gonna sleep in your dress? Her grin is slow, all devil, as she slips out of the bed.
I was waiting for Kara to leave so I could peel it off.
I swallow my tongue, watching her stroll toward me with all the confidence in the world, and I get the hell out of the way. "'Kay, I thumb toward the door. "'Give you some privacy.' I reach for the handle, and Olivia's hand comes down hard on the wood, slamming it shut the moment it opens. The hair on my nape raises as she flicks the lock, and I don't have a single clue what to do. I'm standing here like a jackass, gaze glued to the locked door, because I cannot fucking look at this woman right now if I'm going to keep it in my pants. I'm about 2 seconds away from tackling her to the bed and ripping that dress right off her. The energy in the room is about as electrically charged as the 9 inches of titanium straining behind my zipper right now. I puff out a heavy exhale, sagging with relief at the click of the bathroom door behind me. Sinking to the edge of the bed, I stare up at the ceiling, praying for some much-needed self-restraint. Painfully adjusting the bulge in my pants, I try to kill the mood by talking about feelings. Hey Ollie, I call out weakly. Shaking my head, I draw my hands down my face. I think we should talk about, sweet Christ, this is painful. I like you, I blurt out for at least the second time. I'm talking to a door. I was thinking maybe maybe you can learn to trust me, give me a chance. If I show you, you can trust me. It's barely a whisper by the time I reach the end, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Silence. And then,
Tomorrow.
I leap to my feet. What?
We can talk tomorrow, after you make me a turkey dinner for breakfast.
Fucking yes. I look down at my main man. He's not deflating anytime soon. He's about as excited as I am. Hear that, big buddy? I whisper eagerly to him. We're fucking getting somewhere.
Carter?
Olivia calls.
Can you help me?
Dashing across the room, I pause with my hand on the knob. I'm about to ask if she's decent, but then she opens the door, takes my hand, pulls me in, and I almost die when she speaks.
I need you to unzip me.
Fuck.
Carter,
Olivia's fingers twine with mine.
I need you to look at me if you're going to help me.
Oh, right. I'm looking at my feet. I chuckle. It comes out a fuckload anxious and high-pitched, and I run my hand down my chest before I finally raise my head and twirl a finger in the air. Turn around, gorgeous. Confidence comes and goes, apparently. When our eyes meet in the mirror, she smiles at me. It's cute, and a little loopy from the drinks, and the sleep she probably needs. When her teeth sink into her lower lip, my grin explodes. She's a little tease, and I'm pretty sure she knows it. I sweep her silky, loose curls off her back, laying them over her shoulder, before I trail a finger down her neck, to her dress, right where her... Oh, there's no zipper back here. Your dress is... I pull on the soft, deep forest fabric, watching it stretch from her back with ease, giving me a glimpse of the flawless, creamy skin lurking beneath. Stretchy.
Oh, right.
Her expression is all sweet devil when our gazes lock in the reflection. She didn't forget about her lack of zipper. Her ruby red lips part with a beam, goofy and beautiful.
Oops.
Oops. Oops. This is also the moment I catch sight of the satin blush bra on the corner of my bathroom countertop. Oh, fuck. Oops is fucking right. I'm about to make a big fucking oops.
Chapter 14. Doomsday. Olivia. I'm sure I'm not entirely in my right mind. It's part alcohol, but mostly delirious, undeniable attraction to the man currently standing behind me, slack-jawed at the sight before him. The sight is me, braless, asking him to take my dress off. And in case he's not certain of what I'm asking, I place his hands on my hips, sliding them up to the dip of my waist as my bottom lip slides between my teeth. Guess you can just slip it off then. Who am I? I don't know. A girl who's going to take life by the balls, I guess. Or rather, Carter Beckett. I'm going to take Carter Beckett by the balls. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm all there right now. This feels like something I might regret in the morning. One of those stupid decisions Kara warned me about before walking out of here. But the thing is, I want him. I like him, as much as I know I shouldn't. Because this can only end one way. Me, heartbroken and disappointed, potentially crying into a Big Mac or a vat of cookie dough. Maybe both. Preferably both. I guess I've decided the fallout is something I'm willing to deal with. Because here I am in Carter's bathroom, asking him to undress me. Maybe it was his defeated expression when he talked about the lack of trust everyone has in him. Maybe it was him asking me to stay, promising me movies and breakfast. Maybe it was him sitting there next to me, talking to me, absolutely riveted while he listened to me speak. He wasn't Carter Beckett, arrogant hockey phenomenon and ladies' man. He was just Carter. And I like him that way. When all the walls fall away, something I'm willing to bet not many get to experience. Maybe that made me feel special. Maybe it put some stock in his words. Maybe I trust him a little more than I did when I walked through the front door several hours ago. I don't know. The only thing I do know is I can't fight this anymore. I'm tired. Carter's hold on my waist tightens, squeezing, and I can't help but marvel at how effortless it would be for him to wreck me in the most ravenous, drugging way. He's barely touched me, and I already want to come back for seconds. His chest brushes my back, and I feel the weight of his apprehension with each staggering breath he takes as our gazes stay locked on each other's reflection. I tip my head back, and when my fingers dance along the curve of his neck, he dips his face and smiles down at me. "Can I kiss you?" he asks. And the moment I nod, his mouth descends. It's tender and soft, teasing and tasting, lingering. And I want more. More of this. More of him. I sink my fingers into his silky waves, tugging him closer. And when his tongue laps at mine, he steals the whimper right from my throat. His large hand slides up my belly, brushing my breasts before it wraps gently around my neck, fingers lightly pressing in as he keeps me there, like my mouth is his to explore. When he breaks away, he forces my head up, something both dark and intoxicating in his gaze as it meets mine in the mirror, lulling me into a fake sense of security. I want him to have my body, and I want to pretend he knows how to keep all of it safe. "Look at you," he murmurs. "You're so fucking small and delicate, I'm afraid I might break you." I'm not made of glass, Carter. You don't have to be gentle with me. In fact, I'd prefer if you weren't. My ass is on the counter a second later, legs wrapped around his lean waist, my curls wrapped around his fist as he pulls my head taut. His mouth hovers so close to mine that I can't tell who each erratic breath belongs to as we breathe each other in. Rough fingers scrape up my thigh, slipping below the hem of my dress, pushing it up until it pools around my hips. And when he wraps a hand around my bare waist, my entire body trembles. Carter's heated gaze dips to the space between us, and his throat bobs. "Fuck," he husks, staring down at the damp spot in the center of my panties. His gaze flips to mine as he slowly brushes his thumb over the nub that's already cramping with need. When I whimper, his mouth crashes down on me. He shifts against me, a slow grind that makes my head fall, opening up my neck to him as his mouth slides over my skin. Hot, wet kisses that have my hips lifting. Desperate for the friction of his thick weight between my legs. He gives it to me, hands sliding beneath me, kneading my ass, pulling me closer, and I want these layers gone. Gentle nips trail my jaw until his lips find my ear. "If we do this, Olivia, there's no going back." I don't know what that means. No going back from what? If we do this, it's the beginning of something. Something intimate and feral. And maybe something more. But more than likely, the beginning of the end. A murmur of grief echoes in my chest, reminding me that this isn't me, that I want so much more than fleeting nights and goodbyes. The steady, quick thud of my heart tells me to give up the fight just for tonight, to embrace it for what it is. One night of guaranteed passion with the man I can't stop thinking about. Tucked deep below all that is the part of me with very real fears and insecurities. The part that's been comparing myself to the women wrapped around his arm in every picture. That's the part that's likely to take over tomorrow when I'm sober, kick my inebriated self in the ass for making a decision that leads me further down the rabbit hole. But the chemistry between us buzzes like a live wire, connecting us, making it impossible for me to think clearly right now. I know what I want. And what I want is this man. Inside of me, all over me, taking, possessing, over and over again. That's probably why, if you want me, you can have me, is what comes out of my mouth. With one fell swoop, I'm on my feet, back pressed to Carter's firm body, my dress in the clawfoot tub in the corner of the bathroom next to the immaculate glass shower. Rough hands slide down my arms, gripping my hips, fingernails biting into flesh as his gaze rakes over me like hot coals. Soft lips press tender kisses across my shoulder, down the slope of my spine, as Carter hooks his thumbs into my panties and slowly lowers himself to his knees, taking the blushing lace with him as he goes. His warm mouth slides up the back of my thigh as he kneads my muscles, and when one hand slips between my legs where my heartbeat has found itself, I squeeze my eyes shut and hold onto the edge of the counter for dear life. "You're nervous," Carter murmurs, splaying a hand over my lower belly as it quivers. Nervous, drunk on raw desire, terrified of the generous helping of honest-to-goodness feelings that scare the shit out of me. All of it swirls inside me, grabbing hold of my heart, clenching it like a fist. Fucking stunning. The words are a wondrous whisper as his fingers glide through the wetness spread between my thighs. He stands, kisses my neck, and holds my gaze. Flawless. The hand on my belly coasts up until it palms one breast, rolling my taut nipple. His teeth scrape my ear. How wet are you? Oh, God. My head lolls forward with a moan, and when he chuckles, I shiver. The answer is drenched, and he knows it. We can both feel it, the heat, the dampness that pools there. Touch me, I beg. Please, Carter. His touch ghosts over the area I want him most, and he cups me in his hand, a silent mine that I don't miss. Look at me. When I do, he drags his fingers through my slick folds before sinking one inside. Fuck. His mouth opens on my shoulder as I cry out his name. Such a wet fucking pussy. His fingers wrap around my throat as he thrusts inside of me, an achingly slow plunge that has me pleading for more, faster, harder. Red heat claws up my chest, flooding my cheeks as flames spark in my stomach, making everything tingle and boil like I'm teetering on the edge of a volcanic eruption. I gasp when a second finger pushes inside, and everything feels tight in the most wonderful way as his hand moves, A steady drive that picks up speed, ferocity, until the heel of his palm slaps against my ass with each thrust. Carter's hand on my neck squeezes, a rumble in his chest as I take everything he gives me, including the words he forces down my throat when his mouth takes mine. Good girl. Everything inside me comes to a rolling boil, spilling over, and Carter keeps me locked to his chest as he releases my neck to work the tight bundle of nerves at the cleft of my thighs, smiling against my skin when his name explodes off my lips. Without hesitation, he bends and circles my knees, flinging me over his shoulder, ignoring my yelp. His hand covers my ass as he marches into the bedroom and tosses me down on the bed with a bounce. He smiles when I giggle, arms sweeping over the bedding as I bury my head in the fluffy pillows and moan. I never want to leave this bed. He tears his shirt overhead, steps out of his jeans, and crawls over me, kissing the corner of my mouth before I have time to admire how beautiful his body is. So don't. Think I could keep you forever. I bury the feeling that fuels in my chest and burns in my belly way down deep inside me, because that's a dangerous thing to think he might mean. I may be slightly intoxicated, but after tonight, I'm 100% positive Carter Beckett is a man I could fall in love with. I'm not a one-night stand girl. I've already said that. For me, sex comes after feelings. I might have failed to mention that I rarely catch feelings. It's a blessing or a curse, I haven't decided yet. I look for a real connection, and those are hard to come by. It also means that in my 25 years, I've only had sex with 2 men. Quite the contrast from Carter's list. Hey. He sweeps my cheekbone, drawing my gaze to his. Where'd you go? Kinda disappeared on me there. Warm lips slide along my jaw until he buries his face in my hair. And why the fuck do you always smell so good? Like banana bread freshly baked. I want to devour you. Desire takes flight like butterflies in my stomach, and a heavy ache thuds between my thighs. The only problem is I don't know where to start. I want to be everywhere all at once. Like... He skims a hand down my neck, fingertips ghosting over my breast, my skin erupting with goosebumps when he drags his thumb over my nipple. Here. My lips part with a shaky exhale when his face dips, and he looks me in the eye as his tongue flicks over my nipple. But I also wanna be... Carter trails off, just like his lips and the slow, torturous path they're taking down my stomach, where he kisses around my belly button. Here. Anticipation shakes every bit of me, wrecking my nerves, and a moan gurgles in my throat as his mouth follows his leisurely path down my body. He pauses to suck on my hip bone, staining my skin with his mark, before he lifts my leg, alternating between the wet slide of his tongue and the touch of his lips as he glides up. And here, he whispers, finishing at the juncture of my thigh. And fuck. It's a breathy, crackling exhale, one that washes over my center, and I can't breathe. Here, Olivia. Here's where I want to be most. My head falls back, mouth opening on a moan, as he presses his tongue flat to my core and licks one languid stroke right up to the top. The tip of his tongue swirls around my clit before he sucks it into his mouth. My fingers plow through his silky waves as he tosses my legs over his shoulders, buries his face between my legs, and does what he promised. Fucking devours me. The way he eats me is nothing short of ferocious. A meal when he hasn't eaten in days. Hot lashes of his tongue paired with searing, sucking kisses as I hold him to me and grind my pelvis into his face. Fuck, I moan, a fiery heat blazing up my body. My back arches and I gasp as he thrusts 2 fingers inside me. Carter, I can't. You can. He's relentless, a savage intent on showing no mercy, his chest vibrating with approval as he watches me climb higher. And when he throws me over the edge, I clap a hand across my mouth to stifle my cry. Carter tears my hand away, pinning my wrists on either side of my head as he looms over me. Slap that hand back there again and I'll tie both of them to the bedpost. I want to hear you scream my name when you come with me inside you. Got it? Words have escaped me, so I nod rapidly. Carter grins, crawling up my body. He hooks a finger under my chin. No sassy comebacks, all? Did I break you? Closing my eyes, I pull in a deep breath and let it go. I kiss his lips, then follow his rugged jawline to his ear. You haven't broken me yet, but I'm hoping if I'm a good girl, you will soon. His gaze darkens. Fuck. I want to give you whatever you want. I brush my lips against his. Wreck me, Carter. Our mouths collide in a frenzy, scraping teeth, sliding tongues, bruising touches. I shove him down to the mattress and straddle his hips, because I need a minute to properly admire the masterpiece that is his body. He's broad and firm, solid, corded muscles that ripple beneath his golden skin. I trail the tip of my finger down to the etched path in his torso, around each ab, swirling around his belly button before following the path of soft, chestnut curls that disappears below the waistband of his boxer briefs. You're so beautiful, I murmur. Me? He runs his palms over my thighs and grips my waist. There's something in his gaze, something obscure and yet so open, so vulnerable, like he wants me to see it but doesn't know how to show me. The calloused pad of his thumb runs across my lip, his gaze watching the movement before flipping back up to mine. You're fucking immaculate, Ollie. A heavy, swift drumming in my chest makes everything tight, and my throat constricts as fear grabs hold once again. I don't know what I'm doing here, why I'm giving myself up. If it weren't for sheer desire to let go and feel the weight of his need for me, mixed with the drinks we've consumed that's lowered both our inhibitions, I might hit pause. We need to talk. But when all I can see is his body below mine and that heady look in his eyes, I don't remember how to communicate. Hey, he whispers. What's wrong? You want to stop? We'll stop. I'll snuggle the shit out of you and we can watch a movie. I'm cool with that. There's nothing in his expression that hints at his duplicity, though the heat of his body gives way to how much he hopes I won't ask him to stop. He cups my jaw, and when our eyes connect, I blurt out, I've only had sex with 2 people. And because I can't stop talking, I add, I only sleep with people I care about. I feel so exposed under the weight of his assessment. Not knowing what he's thinking only makes me more edgy. I'm sorry that I can't say the same, he finally says. But I can tell you honestly, if I only had sex with people I cared about, I'd be losing my virginity tonight, at the age of 27. Surely that can't be right. There's no way I'm the only person he's ever... I've never felt this way about anyone before. Never, Ollie. I just want you to consider giving me a shot. Consider me. That's all I want, all. A chance with you. A gentle kiss sweeps across my knuckles. We can talk more about it in the morning. He lifts me off of him and pulls me into his embrace, covering us with the blankets and stuffing his face in the crook of my neck as he murmurs, "Banana bread." Carter. I'm so lost, which is not at all what I want to be when I'm this turned on. What are you doing? Snuggling you. Clearly, and he's doing it well. I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure it's his first time. I've never been a snuggler before. There we go. I think I'm fucking fantastic at it. And hello, arrogance. You're doing impressively well. But what are you doing? And why isn't his stormtrooper invading my territory right now? Judging by the way it's poking at my backside, I'd say it's pretty eager to be inside me. About as eager as I am at the prospect of it. Stopping? His hesitation has me biting back a smile. Isn't that what you want? When did I ever ask you to stop? You said well, I guess you didn't. My hand lands on his collarbone, pushing him back as I crawl over him. I grind myself against him, enjoying his guttural groan and the rough way he grips me. I shift back enough to show him the wet spot I've left on his gray boxers, right where he's straining for freedom. You said you wanted to hear me scream your name when I come. Are you going to make me or not? If you're not up for the challenge, I can take care of myself. With a growl, Carter flips me onto my back, pinning me to the mattress. His face dips, teeth grazing the columns of my throat. Mouthy girl, he murmurs. You want to be wrecked, do you? I can make sure you don't walk out of here, if that's what you really want. Prove it. I'm on my hands and knees before I can comprehend how I got there, and Carter's palm lands swiftly against my ass, a burst of pain and pleasure rushing through me, pooling between my legs. Jesus Christ, this pussy. He climbs off the bed and pulls me to the edge. I hear his underwear hit the ground, but all I feel is the plunge of his fingers as I go shooting forward with a gasp, clawing at the sheets. He pulls out, leaving a trail of wetness along my hip when he flips me to my back. All coherent thought promptly exits my brain at the sight of him standing there completely naked, fisting his cock in his hand. Holy shit. I'm not sure wrecked is the right word for what Carter's going to do to me. Totally destroy? Yes. Obliterate? I think so. He's so smug as he watches me, that self-assured, crooked smile painted on his face as he watches my eyes grow. When he starts stalking toward me, thick, muscular thighs flexing with each step, I try to swallow my whole damn tongue. I crawl backward when his knees hit the mattress and he starts slinking toward me, that thing dangling between his legs dragging across the bedding. Aside from the wild beat of my heart, the only other thing I can hear is the slowness with which it slithers across the bed, alerting me to my impending doom. For the love of all God, what the hell am I trying to say? I give up on words, instead spreading my arms out, palms facing each other, before I make a tiny O with my pointer finger and thumb. My head wags furiously, and my shrug is nothing short of both innocent and sincerely concerned. It's not gonna fit. Carter's chuckle is way too ominous for my liking, and I'm still doing the crab walk. My hand slips and I start tumbling over the edge of the bed, legs in the air. He catches me before I can do any damage that might potentially and prematurely end this trip to heaven/hell that I'm so looking forward to, even though Carter's packing a goddamn missile that's going to blow my vagina to smithereens. Taking hold of my ankles, he drags me beneath him, and a pulse blooms in my lower belly as he stares down at me, his cock brushing against my swollen clit. He palms my hip and drops his pelvis, a slow grind that draws all the air from my lungs. With a fistful of my hair, he brings my face to his. His mouth covers mine, the hot lash of his tongue doing nothing to ease the apprehension his next promise brings. We're gonna make it fit. He rips my legs apart, swiping the head of his cock through my heat, spreading my wetness. With a crooked grin, he asks, "Any last words?" I shake my head. Good. Hold on. His smile slips, emerald eyes glazing over with a lust so dark, so feral, that when he slams inside me with a single punishing thrust, my entire world fades to black. My mouth opens, and he swallows my scream before it can escape. "Oh my God!" I cry, tearing my mouth away. My fingernails bite into his shoulders, holding on to him as he fills me. "Wait, Carter, please." He stills inside of me, his hand gripping my throat as his body trembles, like he's afraid if he doesn't hang on to something, he won't be able to control himself. He's so big, so thick, so heavy, and every inch of me feels so tight, stretched beyond belief. He drops his forehead to mine, chest heaving, each breath bursting past his lips. "I'm sorry." The pain wanes, a delirious fullness that spreads like flames, heat licking at my skin. I snag my lip between my teeth, moaning as I arch off the bed, taking him a little bit farther as I adjust to his size. My nails rake down his arms, eyes rolling to heaven as his hips start rolling, a slow grind that coaxes every knot inside me loose until everything starts unfurling. He slides a hand beneath me, lifting me to him. His anxious gaze bounces between mine, seeking instruction, permission, control. Control I'm willing to give. A snarl rumbles in his chest as he drops me to the mattress and does exactly what I asked. Fucks me. His skin slaps against mine as he pistons inside me, so deep I swear I can feel him in my belly. His touch is rough, fire that singes everywhere it touches, branding me as his. Each roll of his pelvis sends sparks through my clit, each plunge of his cock deeper and harder than the last until I feel weightless. I'm nothing but bones and the sheer pleasure that burns through me from head to toe, lighting me aflame from the inside out. Carter's fingers tangle in my curls, dig into my hip, keeping me in place as his body dominates mine. "Fuck," he growls, face slick against my neck. "Fucking love fucking you." He slides a wet kiss across my mouth. "I want more, Ollie. I'm gonna take it." I don't know what more I can give him. But then he lifts my leg and throws it over his shoulder, grabs onto the headboard, and a devilish, roguish grin takes over his face as he pummels into me with everything he has. "Pill," he grunts out. "Are you on?" "Yes." "Can I?" "God, yes." A throaty, pleased hum rumbles as he drives faster, and I cry out his name over and over again, palms sliding down his back, feeling the knotted muscles that move so fluidly. My hands find his firm ass, squeezing him closer when there's already nowhere else to go, until I accidentally beg for harder. His eyes sparkle with mischief. Harder? Haven't we covered this? I want to keep you, not break you. My palm hits his collarbone, shoving him to the mattress, and I sink down his length before he can protest. My head falls backward with a cry of unbridled pleasure, and Carter hisses below, lifting me up and slamming me back down on his cock over and over again. He pushes up and cups my breast, taking it into his mouth as I ride him, sucking, nipping, and I nearly yank his hair right out of his head. The look he gives me when he pulls back, brushing my clit, sends me straight off the deep end, and I come all over his cock. One more, he growls, pulling me off him. He flips me onto my belly, pulls my head taut, and jerks my ass into the air before he thrusts back inside me. You're gonna give me one more. One more? I can't. My chest falls to the mattress as every bone turns limp, but Carter hauls me back up, hot breath rolling down my neck, shaking my spine. We're done when I say we're done. Carter, I whimper. Fucking love when you say my name. His wet mouth glides up my neck, teeth grazing the shell of my ear. Now scream it. His hips slap against my ass as he drives himself forward once, twice, 3 more times. And when he hits that spot I can never seem to find, every nerve ending sizzles and pops. I rip the sheet right off the bed and do what he asked me. Scream his name. Carter explodes inside of me, burying his cry in my neck, clutching my body to his as my knees quiver and my arms give out. And when he pulls out, he leaves me feeling so empty. He winds an arm around my waist and tugs me into his side as he collapses to the mattress, and our bodies, slick with sweat and heaving, stick together. I place my palm over his chest, feeling the steady thrum of the heart below, and Carter covers my hand with his, warmth spreading throughout my belly, crawling up my chest to that vital organ I'm meant to keep safe. Can I keep you? He asks. Yes. My heart skitters to a stop at the simple answer spoken without thought. And only when Carter tilts my chin and captures my mouth with a kiss does it restart. It's in this moment that I realize how earth-shatteringly fucked I am.
Chapter 15. Is this karma? I don't like her. Carter.
Oh shit. Fuck. Shit.
Cracking one spent lid, I search through the foggy morning haze, trying to pin Olivia's panicked voice. I'm not sure why she's so frantic, and I'm only mildly annoyed that she's woken me from the best sleep of my life. Annoyed because I was having the very best dream. Olivia under me, over me, her lips, her hands, her perfect tits. Only mildly, because now I get to live out the dream in real life. Rolling onto my back, I blindly sweep an arm over the empty spot beside me. It's still warm, and I can smell her all over my sheets, like a fresh batch of cookies. I want to eat her right up. Come back to bed, Ollie. My voice is thick with sleep. I suck in a shit ton of air on a never-ending yawn and rub my eyes. When I hear a loud crash, followed by a string of curses, I manage to pull myself to sitting. Olivia's stark naked, Just the way I like her, laying in a crumpled heap on the floor. I lean over the bed, smiling. What are you doing down there, baby? Fuck, I'm tired. Her lips part with what looks like horror before her hands fly to her chest in an attempt to cover herself. I didn't expect the shyness this morning, sans alcohol, but I guess it makes sense. Keeling over the side of the bed, I rest a palm on the cold hardwood and reach one arm out to her, hoping to pull her right the hell back up here so I can fuck her back to sleep. We've got all day, and I don't have training. We can squeeze in a few more hours. I swear I had a goddamn epiphany last night while my sword of thunder was buried 9 inches deep inside the most insanely stunning woman I've ever sparred with. I never wanted to leave, and this morning, I still don't. I hope she's okay with that because I'm pretty sure she just got herself a shadow. The shadow is me. I'm gonna be glued to her leg like a horny, unneutered dog for a long-ass time. Maybe forever. I don't fucking know. I only know I'm not letting go. But she scoots backward, snapping her jaw together with a scowl.
I'm not your baby.
Okay, so Olivia's not a morning person. Maybe she needs caffeine. Do you need a coffee? Whoops, wrong question. I resist the urge to hide under the covers, instead offering her a gritty version of my delightfully charming smile that I think she loves/hates. It doesn't seem to be having the desired effect. Olivia rockets to her feet, snatching the blanket off my body as I pull myself back up the mattress. She wraps it around herself like she's going to a toga party. She could 100% pass for a Greek goddess. She makes a throaty sound, wide gaze glued to my dick. He's happy to see her this morning, giving her the old one-eye salute as he bobs around. Good morning, I say with a chuckle. I swivel my hips, making him dance. All of me is happy to see all of you. Christ, she's hard to crack this morning. Not even a smile gracing those plump pink lips. Just a hand slapped across her eyes. I cock a brow. You know he got well acquainted with your palace last night, right? Olivia sure is making a lot of sounds today. This one is all whimper moan, right before she turns on her heels and makes a mad dash for the bathroom, slamming the door behind her. But I'm not shy, and I don't really like boundaries, so I slip out of bed and stroll right through that door. I run a hand down my torso, giving it a little scratch before I fist the base of my cock, looking at the beautiful girl wrapped in a sheet, her dress in one hand, phone in the other, and her enormous brown eyes set on me, only growing bigger with every step I take. What the fuck are you doing? We should be in bed, cuddling, or fucking. And this... I trail a finger along her collarbone until I reach her fist where she's clutching the sheet tight to her body. I don't care where this goes, as long as it fucking goes. I tear the sheet away, letting it pool at our feet, and Jesus Christ, could her eyes get any bigger? With 2 handfuls of her ass, I hoist her up to me, wrapping her legs around my hips before I press her against the glass shower. I bite back a groan, letting it rumble in my chest, because she's soaking, her warmth pressed up against me. You're gonna need to cancel any plans you have. My mouth opens on her neck, coasting up it with slow, wet kisses, and I nip at her chin. She's got the tiniest dimple there, right in the center, and I love it. I'm keeping you all damn day. Olivia's mouth opens like she's going to say something, maybe argue with me the way she likes to. I'm not interested in words right now, though, so I swallow them up before she has a chance to speak them. She clings to my body, throwing her arms around my neck as her fingers crawl into my hair, gripping it. Her hip rolls, back arching, trying to get closer. Fuck. Her garbled cry breaks against the hot lash of my tongue. Perfect, I manage against the onslaught of kisses. Christ, Liv, you're fucking perfect. Her breath snags in her throat, and suddenly her palms shove against my chest, pushing me away. I'm confused, but I almost always am when it comes to her, because I can't read her mind. But wait, maybe we're just... Are we roughing it up? I ask, with a sly smirk, prowling toward her. I'm into it. I'm into everything, as long as she's part of it. If she wants to push me around, I'll push her right back. Like nicely, but not too nice.
What?
She shakes her head, slamming her eyes shut as she holds her palms up in an attempt to keep me at bay.
No, Carter, stop. Please.
Stop? What? No, I don't want to. But I do, and my face falls. Why? Are you okay? I look her over with a slow sweep. It gets heated on the way down, and I wind up making 3 passes. Did I hurt you last night? I reach for her right hip, right where there are 4 round bruises that perfectly match my fingertips. Twisting her, I find my thumbprint on her backside. She's also covered in a shit ton of tiny purple hickeys. A possessive growl rips through me, secretly loving all those marks. Mine, my brain shouts out, and my third leg jumps with agreement. Olivia swats my hand away.
No, you didn't.
She stops, covering her face before she picks up her dress and pushes by me, pulling her dress over her head.
I have to go.
She forgoes the bra, choosing instead to hook it onto her wrist before she starts searching around the floor, looking for the thong I peeled off her last night, I assume. I neglect to tell her that it's in the pocket of my jeans, which are half buried under the bed. Scratching my head and cupping my balls, she's on her hands and knees with her round ass in the air. I ask her, "Go where? Do you have plans? I thought you were gonna stay for breakfast." Olivia ignores me, giving up on the hunt for her undies with a groan and her hands in the air. She heads for the door, yanking it open and barreling down the hall, and I'm so fucking lost. I throw on a pair of sweats and chase after her, flying down the stairs behind her. Wrapping my fingers around her elbow, I tug her back to me. "Are you gonna say anything?" Her eyes are trained on my torso. "Or look at me?" I blow out a frustrated breath and plow my fingers through my hair. Fuck, Ollie, I'm so confused right now.
I have to go,
is all she whispers. Go fucking where? It comes out a lot louder than I intend, because I'm getting real worked up right now, and Olivia flinches. Pulling in a breath that's meant to steady me, I place my hands on her shoulders, rubbing down her arms. I'm sorry. I'm just a little lost. You said we were gonna talk about us, and... She shakes off my touch.
You said that, not me.
I blink down at her. She's still not looking at me. You... Christ, is this really happening right now? Am I stammering? You agreed. You said we'd talk after breakfast.
We both had too much to drink.
Her excuse is weak and she knows it.
I don't think we knew what we were doing.
Bull fucking shit. Fucking look at me if you're gonna lie to me, Olivia. She flips her eyes up to mine, and I don't like what I see. They're red-rimmed, her bottom lip wobbly. What the hell is going on? This is so damn simple. There's no reason to cry because I'm right fucking here, wanting her, like I have from the first moment I saw her. She doesn't say anything, but the quick rise and fall of her chest lets me know this situation is getting to her. So why the hell is she putting us both in it when it's obvious it's not where either of us wants to be? I'm not stupid. This shit I'm feeling isn't one-sided. So that's that. Just another one-night stand. Thanks for the sex. See you never.
It's what you want.
She tries to tell me, clutching her phone to her chest. You don't know the first thing about what I want. If you did, you wouldn't be turning your back on me and walking out of here right now. Claiming this was just sex that means fuck all to me or to you. That's bullshit. You know it, and I know it. I'm not afraid to argue with her. I'll do it all damn day if I think she's wrong. And right now she is. She ducks around me, heading for the kitchen, stepping into the heels she left there.
I have to go, Carter.
No, you don't. You're refusing to communicate. Here I am wanting to talk about what the hell is going on between us, and there you are trying to run away.
There's nothing.
Don't you fucking say there's nothing going on between us. I'm shouting again, and I hate it. I get worked up easily, and I'm really on edge right now. I'm loud and demanding, and I like to be in control, and right now, all I'm doing is losing all semblance of control. This girl owns me, for some fucking reason, and I refuse to let her make the wrong decision for both of us. So I stalk toward her, backing her into the wall. Her whiskey eyes widen, that top lip doing a full tremble now. I grip her biceps, willing her to look at me as I steady my breathing. Stop it. Stop pretending like you aren't scared out of your mind right now. Like that hasn't been the only thing holding you back this entire time. And that's not my ego talking, by the way. It's my brain. Because I can see what's right in front of me. And that's you. Beautiful, sarcastic, smart, strong, sensitive, and fucking scared of the way you feel for someone you never wanted or intended to have feelings for. Her phone slips from her shaking hands and clatters to the ground, and I scoop it up before she can. My face fills the screen, except it's not only mine. Over and over again, picture after picture of me with my arm wrapped around a different woman, heading into my condo, into hotels. I'm not sure if that's the worst part. It might be the headline, the one with today's date beneath it. New year, same Carter. Carter Beckett's 12 hottest conquests and what we can expect of him this year. I look to Olivia. The weight of the turmoil she wears, the sympathy, the fear, all of it is heavy, turning down the edges of her mouth, guiding her gaze downcast. This isn't me. I tip her chin up, stealing her gaze. This doesn't have to be me. Her voice cracks when she finally speaks.
How can you promise that? We barely know each other. You admitted last night that you didn't know if a relationship was what you wanted. Christ, Carter, look at that.
She gestures at her phone in my hand.
I can't compete with that, not even in my own head, which is where it's most important. You may think I'm strong, but I have no qualms admitting that I'm way too insecure to pretend that how many gorgeous women you've been with doesn't absolutely fucking terrify me. That I wouldn't be constantly waiting for you to get bored of me.
She presses her fingertips to her forehead like she's got a headache.
You have a condo for sex.
It's technically not why I have it, more so why I haven't ever gotten rid of it. But I'm not sure making that distinction right now would help my case. None of those women mean anything to me, Olivia.
I got so wrapped up in you last night, lost so much control, that we didn't think to wear a condom. That's so reckless.
I rub at my neck. I don't have girls here, Olivia. Ever. I wasn't lying. Maybe it's a piss-poor excuse, but I don't have a single condom stashed in the house. The condo, sure, drawers full. I do keep one in my wallet, but that was stored down here in the entryway table. And in the heat of the moment. Are you not on the pill? Fuck. Didn't I ask her this?
I'm on the pill, but
She trails off as her gaze settles on the lump between my legs. I'm clean, I whisper. If I sounded defeated, it's because I fucking am. She's never going to get over my past. That's the first time I went in bare. But I don't finish that thought out loud. I get tested. My throat is tight and dry. I don't want you to go. I like you. And you said you like me too.
I do like you. I like what you've shown me, what I've learned, but there are other things I've seen.
She squeezes her eyes shut and shakes her head.
I wish I could overlook everything else and jump right in, but I don't know how, Carter. Because when I look down, there's not a single part of me that can see the ground. I don't want messy and scary. I want steady and sure.
Steady and sure, got it. I can be steady and sure. I can figure it out. Listen, I know I'm not boyfriend material, but I can try. Really, I can. I'll be good. I'll... She places her hand on my chest, stopping me.
I don't want you to change for me, Carter. This, us, it was a mistake.
Ouch. I step back, rubbing my palm across my chest, trying to soothe the sharp pain that passes through it. Olivia's gaze softens as she watches me.
I'm not trying to hurt you.
It sure as hell doesn't feel that way. I bite back, because everything fucking hurts.
I'm sorry. I really am.
You don't have to be sorry. You just have to trust me. Her eyes fall shut, shoulders slumping.
I wish I could, but I don't know how to.
She reaches out, taking her hand in mine, clutching it to her chest.
We're not right for each other.
How do you know that? Everything has felt right since I met you. It hasn't been easy, but it's felt right. It would have been naive for me to think it would be easy, that we'd be able to fall into some sort of relationship. But after last night, I thought she'd give me a chance. I thought she'd at least consider it. Consider me. I'm fucking trying here. I've decided what I want. Isn't it supposed to be easy from here on out? I understand the hesitation, the fear. How can I not? The media isn't blowing smoke. My reputation is exactly the way it's been painted. She's allowed to be terrified. I'm terrified. I'm in uncharted waters here. I'm scared I'll hurt her. I'm scared I don't know how to be a partner. I'm scared that this could work. I'm scared that she could be mine forever. Christ, it's petrifying. But right now, I'm most terrified that she's going to walk out that door and never come back.
I don't know, she admits. I don't know anything except I'm too afraid of walking into something that feels like a heartbreak waiting to happen. It's like running into a burning building, Carter. We're too different. And the only way this can end up is in flames.
Something different is good, I argue quietly. I like different. The corner of her mouth lifts with a sad smile, and I know she's leaving, even if there's a part of her that begs her to stay, even if all of me begs too. We shouldn't have had sex, I whisper. She told me last night that she couldn't trust me enough to move forward, and yet when everything fell away for a few hours, all the insecurities, the apprehension, the hopeful part of my brain thought those things might be gone forever. But fears don't disappear overnight. Even I know that.
No,
she agrees, squeezing my hand.
We shouldn't have. And I'm sorry because I'm the one who initiated it. I took something I wanted, but told myself I couldn't. You would have never pushed me into it.
And then we wouldn't be here, with her walking out on me like she has every intention of putting too much space between us. Too much distance, I don't want it all. If I give her space, will she come around? Give me a chance? Is it forever? I ask as she slips her arm into her coat. Goodbye? She lifts her head, watery eyes searching mine as silence hangs heavy in the space between us. All I can hear is the rapid thump of my angry, bruised heart, the shift of Olivia's feet. She doesn't want it to be forever, the same as me, but I can tell by the look in her eyes that it's the way she thinks it needs to be. So before she can answer, I beat her to it. You leaving right now doesn't change how I feel about you, and it won't change your feelings for me either. I know you're hoping they'll disappear so you don't have to deal with the way I've been living my life, but they won't. Running from things you're afraid of won't get you very far. I head back to the kitchen, pulling open the drawer I slammed shut in a hurry when Adam swept Olivia into his arms last night. I take out the small package wrapped in brown paper with little white stars, the burlap bow tied around it with a tiny jingle bell. I tried wrapping it myself 5 times over before I finally enlisted my sister's help. I meet Olivia at the door, and a lump forms in the back of my throat as I let myself take her in one last time. Even when she's leaving, she's still beautiful. Do you need a ride? I ask.
Thank you, but I ordered an Uber.
I nod as she pulls the door open and steps onto the porch. Ollie. Everything in the way she holds herself tells me it's taking everything in her not to fall apart right now. Just so we're clear, you're the one who's walking away right now. This isn't what I want. I tucked a small gift into her surprised hands. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Chapter 16. Feeding My Fears. Olivia. Today is one of those days where I truly have zero clue what I'm doing with my life. Everything feels like it's hanging in this delicate balance, swaying back and forth with my own indecision, my desires tipping the scale on one side and my fears on the other. Both are heavy, and I don't feel like I can get a handle on either. Instead, it feels like everything is ready to teeter and crash before inevitably going up in flames. Except I think things might have already gone up in flames. I can continue to blame alcohol for decisions made, but the truth is simple. I feel weak. I explored a man I've been slowly getting to know, peeked behind his curtain, and I consciously gave in. I gave in to the magnetic pull, the raw desire, and the genuine connection, and I let my body and my heart lead. It's not as if all the fears simply melted away in those moments. They didn't. They were never far. I'd just decided that it was worth it, that he was worth it, and I closed my eyes and jumped. As I fell asleep with his body locked around mine, keeping me warm, I told myself to breathe, that we'd figure it out together in the morning. And yet, when the warm sun touched my skin and woke me, my heart hammered with apprehension at the hand splayed over my belly, the face stuffed in my neck. My chest tightened and my belly tumbled. But I closed my eyes and willed the fear away, the one that told me to run. I'd wriggled out of his arms and played on my phone while I waited for him to wake. And the first thing that looked up at me when I opened Instagram was his smiling face as he ushered a leggy brunette through the doors of a high-rise, his hand on her ass. I'd made the mistake of finding the article where they'd lined up Carter's top 12 fucks of the year, rating them based on things as trivial as facial attributes, physique, fashion, and jobs. Fear whispered that I'd never be able to stack up. Fear reminded me that he had a separate home to bring his one-night stands. Fear screamed in my face that I wouldn't be enough to keep a man like Carter interested. Fear told me to run, to leave before he could hurt me. Fear is a funny, fickle thing. It's there to protect you, to keep you from getting hurt. A glaring neon sign that warns you from getting too close, tells you to back up before it's too late. But it keeps you stuck, weighed down in one spot like feet stuck in mud. And more often than not, you get hurt anyway. Sometimes, like today, you hurt the person you care about in the process too. The thing is that I'm allowed to be scared. I'm allowed to be hesitant, and I'm sure as hell allowed to say no, this isn't for me, or no, I'm not ready. But Carter stood there begging for me to stay, to communicate, to give him a damn chance, to prove that he could be different. And instead of sitting with my fear, talking through it, I gave it wings, tied myself to it, and watched it take flight with me attached. I let it control me, and I hate that. But right now, I don't know how not to. I don't know how to put my heart on the line for a man who's never been interested in a relationship. I don't know how to open myself so wholly to someone who may not in the end be able to reciprocate, to keep my heart safe. I just don't know. That's the reality of life sometimes. I swipe a tear from my cheek as soon as it falls, because through all the indecision, they still feel unwarranted. But every time I read the note in my hands, my eyes prickle all over again. It's happened often, because I've yet to put the small piece of cardstock down, the smell of cedarwood and citrus clinging to it, a scent I'm not ready to lose. So I read the note for the 7th time. Olivia, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I know this year will be the best one yet, because I met you. Carter. The kicker? The tiny heart scribbled next to his name. The lump in my throat dips to my chest, making everything tight and uncomfortable. I place my palm on the ache, willing it to go away. But it doesn't. Giving up, I admire the rose gold chain in my hand, letting it slip through my fingers like running water. It's not a necklace, but a lanyard for my school ID badge. The delicate chain breaks every few inches with small diamond-encrusted hoops, a matching rose gold whistle hanging off a clip. My thumb rubs methodically over the words etched into the circular pendant connecting the chain to the clip. Miss Parker, it says on one side. Turning it over in my palm, I smile through my quickly blurring vision at the words on the back. World's hottest teacher. But my favorite part? The tiny hockey skate charm that dangles next to the whistle. This gift is thoughtful and practical, beautiful. And I walked away, leaving him to start a brand new year by himself, when all he asked me to do was stay, to trust him. It's not a question of trusting his intentions. I may not know all of him, but I know him well enough to understand that he doesn't lie. If he did, he'd probably be better at talking to women. Or more specifically, me. In fact, if he lied, there's a solid chance I would have found myself in his bed that first night we met. When he tells me he'll try, I believe him. It's that I don't know if I can trust that he'll be able to, that he's really thought this out, that something has absolutely changed for him in the last 12 hours that's made him suddenly ready for a relationship. It's that I don't want to be a girl whose face gets splashed on the tabloids, sprinkled all over social media, labeled and judged when he might change his mind. Heartache is hard enough to deal with privately. I have no desire to be forced to do it so publicly. It's already a miracle that I've somehow avoided my brother Jeremy finding out that Carter and I have been spending time together. I've been caught tucked into his side at a fundraiser, pictured dancing in a dark bar, my face on a fucking jumbotron at a hockey game with 15,000 fans, and somehow the only people to have caught on are a few of my students, ones who quickly believed me when I said he was a friend of mine. Jeremy wouldn't buy that bullshit for a second. My phone lights up on my bed next to my knee, and I swallow hard when Kara's face pops up. She'll want details. Ones I'm not ready to share. That means admitting how deep I've already fallen, how I acted out of fear, and that I'm not sure I can make it right because I'm not sure I'm brave enough to try this. Kara's never scared of anything. She knows what she wants and she goes after it without a second thought. I wish I were that sure of myself. I clear my throat and lift my phone to my ear. Hey, you. Hi, babe. Way too giddy for this particular morning. You still at Carter's? We're coming to see you too. Put some clothes on. Before I can get a word out, she snickers and goes on. And don't try to tell me you didn't get down and dirty with him. Your bad intentions were written all over your face while you were bouncing around in his bed going on about how you were just gonna sleep. I swear I can see the air quotes she puts around those last few words. The laugh I force is cringeworthy. Despite my dad's insistence that I'm highly dramatic and would make a good actress, I'd make a shit one. I have big feelings, which makes them difficult to swallow down. I'm at home care. The line goes silent for so long I check my screen to make sure the call is still connected. It is. The muffled sound of her directing Emmett to my house instead of Carter's comes before her vicious words. What did he do? His ass is fucking grass, Liv. I will kill him. I swear to all that is holy, I'll do it. I'll go to jail for you. Her fierce, protective nature is what makes her such a good friend and person to have in your corner. The problem is that I'm not sure she should be in mine right now. She'd never leave because she's always been my shoulder and me hers. But she won't humor me and tell me I was right if she thinks I was wrong either. Carter didn't do anything. If you're trying to protect him from my wrath, I appreciate your ferocity, Kara, but I promise you, Carter did nothing wrong. Another beat of silence followed by gentle words. Kara can go from feisty and terrifying to tender and loving with the flip of a switch when her big mama instincts kick in. Then why are you so sad? I can hear it in your voice. And I'm pretty sure Carter had plans to keep you all day. Em and I heard something about a turkey dinner. A genuine laugh bubbles in my throat, even if it's small. I wipe a drop of wetness away with the heel of my palm. He promised turkey, and movies, and snuggles, and talking. But you're not with him. No. It's okay to be scared, Ollie, she assures me quietly, reading me the way she always does. We all feel that way sometimes. We're gonna get through it, okay? Whatever that looks like. My heart swells a little in my chest. Thanks, Care. I clear my throat and wave a dismissive hand around. Anyway, enough about me and my self-inflicted problems. What's up? Why are you coming over? The instantaneous way she perks up is obvious, a palpable energy that leaks through the phone. I guess you'll have to open your front door and find out. The line dies at the same time knocks sound on my door. Okay, it's not knocking at all. I'm pretty sure there's an entire body being slammed into the door. I scoot out of bed, tugging the sleeves of my hoodie over my palms and hiking up my sweatpants before I head down the hall. The moment I open the door, a body collides with mine. Long limbs wrap around me and take me straight to the ground, and I nearly drown in Kara's blonde locks. She pulls back. The expression she wears nothing short of terrifying, but in a happy kind of way. The kind that lets me know she's been shrieking and jumping up and down all damn morning. She shoves her hand in my face, an obnoxiously huge and utterly stunning diamond pressed against the tip of my nose. Hi, maid of honor!
Chapter 17. Oreos, Soulmates, and Fuck-Ups. Carter. I'm a shit actor. These past few days have done nothing but prove that. I don't have a clue how to shake what I'm feeling. The confusion, the fucking anguish. I feel like a lost puppy, and I know I look like one too. Mostly because Garrett keeps poking my chin and saying so every time he catches me frowning. Admittedly, that's pretty often these days. He called me a mopey ballsack yesterday. Adam tells him to be nice to me, but I mostly ignore it. I don't know how to talk to them about the way I'm feeling. I think they all expected me to simply move on. To be honest, I kinda hoped I'd move on too. When it comes to relationships, I can't think of much worse than feeling so alone. And that's how I feel now that Olivia's trying to shut me out. But I don't have to be an expert to know that relationships are hard. All I have to do is look around this bar at my teammates. Guys that aren't ready to settle and give up their freedom. Ones that can't find a partner who's in it for them and not their money. Of the few that are married or in serious relationships, only a couple are faithful. Sometimes it feels like there are more shit examples than there are good. A seed of envy roots in my stomach as I watch Emmett grin down at his phone. There's a part of me that thinks I might want what he has. For my whole life, off the ice, to be wrapped up in a girl who makes me happy. Someone I can be myself with. But then I catch sight of Adam as he checks his phone for the umpteenth time tonight, frowning at the lack of messages from his girlfriend. The same girlfriend who hasn't been to a single home game in over a month. Who rang in the new year, alone, because she didn't feel like coming. Adam had what Emmett has, and now it feels like he just doesn't. I nudge him with my elbow when he tucks his phone away. Everything okay with you in court? He sighs, running a hand through his hair. Honestly, man, I have no clue. She's so distant. Never wants to do anything, and hardly answers my messages when I'm away. You know how she said she wasn't in the mood for your party? When I got home, she was wasted, getting undressed from wherever the fuck she'd been. Fuck. Did you talk to her about it? Tried. She said I was making a big deal out of nothing and slept in the spare room. The next morning, she refused to talk about it. I don't know what to say. I have, zero experience with adult relationships. That much is clear by now. I've basically been fucking my way through my 20s without a care in the world, other than ensuring I have a rubber secured to my dick before I stick it somewhere hot and wet. I have nothing of value to add to this conversation. It's probably best I keep my mouth shut, because if I say anything, it'll probably be dump her. So instead, I tell him I'm sorry. This is why I don't do relationships. They're complicated and messy, and it seems like people spend 99% of the time being miserable, jealous, angry, or worried. Except my parents. There's a reason the only thing I'll settle for is something like they had. Because it was pure. It wasn't ugly, bogged down by never-ending resentment or toxicity. Mom used to tell us those smooth bits came with time, that nothing is ever perfect in the beginning, and even when they seem perfect later on, they're not. But to me, to any outsider looking in, it sure as hell looked perfect. I watched my dad spin my mom around the kitchen every day of my life until I moved out. I listened to their stories, their laughter. They loved hard, and it was palpable. I could always feel it, as much as I could see it. But my mom's been living with a broken heart for the last 7 years. Only, I don't think living is the right word. More like surviving. She's been surviving. And barely. And that's terrifying. I can't imagine loving someone that much, losing your other half and not knowing how to go on. I'm not interested in feeling that level of hurt. I can barely handle keeping my mom afloat some days. Now here's Adam, one of my best buds and the kindest guys I know, with the biggest heart, and he looks like he's already going through it, even though he's still with his girlfriend. So maybe Olivia walking out on me was for the best. The feelings are already there, stronger than I realized. The last thing I need to do is go and fall in love or whatever the hell you do in relationships, only to inevitably wind up like Adam, or worse, like my mom. I don't want to be fractured. I want to be whole. And maybe being whole by yourself is better. The thought settles uncomfortably in my stomach, like my body's fighting it, telling me to hang on. But my brain doesn't know that we can. By the time the guys and I make it back up to our suite to play a game of COD and settle in for the night, I don't know whether I'm closer to being over Olivia, or if somehow managed to fall harder for a woman I haven't seen or talked to in days. You're extra in those Oreos lately, eh, buddy? Adam's eyes shine as he watches me tear open a package and stuff two in my mouth while simultaneously pulling on sweatpants. We kicked ass in Calgary earlier tonight. No thanks to me. I racked up 6 penalty minutes, got an earful from my coach for being a shitty leader, and now that I've had a beer and a platter of nachos to myself, I fully plan on stuffing my face with sugar and collapsing on the couch. Can't stop, won't stop, I mumble around my cookies. Fudge dipped today. I like to switch it up, and all flavors are good, except carrot cake. I love carrot cake, but in my cookie, no fucking thanks. He's eating his feelings. Garrett pats my belly. Aren't you, big fella? I hit him with a judo chop when he reaches into my package, and then twirl away when he tries to throw himself at me, making grabby hands at my cookies. Get the fuck out of here. I kick my leg out, hitting his stomach, keeping him at bay. Share, he whines. I want some. You don't get shit. You said I was eating my feelings. His shoulders pop up in a shrug. Well, you are. You're a mopey ballsack, and you've crushed nearly that entire package today. So give me one before they're gone. Rolling my eyes, I toss a cookie in the air, watching as Garrett eagerly catches it in his mouth like a dog with a bone. Emmett chuckles, flopping down on the couch and pulling out his phone. Things have been a little weird with him. He said Olivia and I shouldn't have had sex, and I know that, but sometimes hindsight is 20/20. Other than that, he's been more on the reserved side. This is the guy that went streaking with me through downtown Vancouver after our NHL debut and a shit ton of booze. He's not reserved. Emmy. My head cranks at Kara's voice, filtering out of Emmett's phone. He's got her on a FaceTime call, and she's wrapped up in a blanket like Mother Teresa. I miss you, she slurs. Show me your dick. I'm with the guys, Emmett cuts her off quickly. Please don't finish that sentence. Kara pouts, and then quickly lights when she spies me over his shoulder. You sucked tonight, bud. Stay the hell out of the penalty box. I flip her the bird and twist another Oreo apart. What are you doing, babe? Emmett slips a hand up his shirt, rubbing his torso. It's a strategic move, I think, because he grins at Kara and wags his brows. She starts tracing the shape of her lips with her pointer finger, and there's a solid beat of silence before she snaps out of it, shaking her head. Livy and I are having a sleepover and getting wine drunk. My heart stops at her name, and so does my hand on my way to my mouth, my tongue waiting, drooling, ready for that icing, and hopefully a shot of Olivia. Instead, I get a shot of the coffee table, littered with wine bottles, empty takeout containers, and junk food. A sly smile crawls up Kara's face before the camera lands on a shell-shocked brunette. Say hi, all. Olivia's got her hair piled on top of her head in a bun messier than the one my sister always wears. The one I'd tell her looks like a bird made a nest on her head. She's wearing the rattiest hoodie I've ever seen, covered in paint splotches and holes, and she's still fucking beautiful. Her wide eyes lock on mine, cheeks blazing, hand hanging there midair, holding on to a goddamn Oreo. Woman's my fucking soulmate. The silence is deafening. No one saying a damn thing, watching to see how this plays out. Garrett rips open a bag of Doritos in slow motion, gaze ricocheting between me and the phone screen as he brings a chip to his mouth at the literal pace of a snail. The drawn-out crunches have me considering all sorts of violence, and Adam's body stutters as he tries to hold back his laughter. Emmett makes this cough-snort sound, body shaking until he finally can't hold it in anymore. Emmett and Adam fold over with booming laughter, and Olivia tugs the collar of her hoodie up to her nose, dropping her gaze to her cookie. I watch her shrink back from the screen, and my heart sinks with every inch she moves farther away from me, though she's not really here anyway.
I have to go to the bathroom.
She lies quietly. I get a look at the loose sweatpants hanging low on her hips, watching her tug them up as she stands, flashing me a hint of that creamy skin I love so much before she slinks away, leaving me wondering when I'll see her next. The camera toggles back to Kara, and she makes a face, all wide-eyed and grimacing.
Man, she's gonna kill me for that later.
Garrett shoves a handful of chips in his mouth and shrugs. Well, you did say you wanted to see her. See her? She can't even fucking look at me. This is nothing like the reunion I had in mind. Everything about this fucking sucks. I'm stomping off the ice in my skates before the buzzer finishes ringing, throwing my gloves off the second I shove my way into the change room. Fuck. Tearing my helmet off, I make my way to the sink, while I let the water run past the point of frigid before splashing it over my sweaty face. My skin feels like it's sizzling, and every bit of tension I'm carrying knots in my back, my chest. Beckett! My head drops at my name, the person who barks it. My grip on the sink tightens until my knuckles turn white, though I knew this was coming. Over here! Now! I follow my coach through the change room, past the apprehensive stares of my teammates, until we round the corner, giving us a fake sense of seclusion. They may not be able to see us, but I know from experience that they'll be able to hear every single word of this verbal beatdown. What in the hell has gotten into you? Coach's eyes blaze with ire, face red and twisted. We're only 20 minutes down, and you've spent 5 of those minutes in the goddamn penalty box again. I know better than to hang my head in shame. It'll get me nowhere with Coach. Own my mistakes and commit to not repeating them. That's what I need to do. It won't happen again, sir. Tell that to your fucking team. You're their leader, and you're letting them down. We're down a goal because of the shit you pulled out there. His anger is justified. My head's up my ass tonight. I'm distracted, even more so than I've been last week. Seeing Olivia on the video call 2 nights ago, how she couldn't get away from me faster, it fucked me up, more than I care to admit. I've been making a conscious effort to turn away every woman post-game at the bars. I've been trying so hard, been so good, in hopes that she's watching, that she'll see me changing, and her fear will disappear. It's not working, and the fact that she's becoming such a distraction to me, despite the distance, makes my head such a cloudy, jumbled mess of a place to be. One night. One damn night with this girl, and I'm fucking wrecked. Why the hell can't I let shake this? I don't know what Coach sees on my face, but there must be something there. Defeat, probably, because his gaze softens. With a gravelly sigh, he scrubs a hand down his face. Look, Carter, I can tell something's going on with you. This isn't you. You're more level-headed than this on the ice. You never fail to lead, but lately, your head isn't there. He pats my shoulder, as if that'll offer me any comfort. It doesn't. You gotta shake this. I'm fucking trying. I don't know if you've switched up your routine or something, but whatever it is, go back to what you were doing before. That was working for you. Find the Carter Beckett we all know and love. But what if I don't love that version of me? What if I don't want to be that Carter Beckett anymore? That's what everyone wants, though, so that's what I give them. I head back to the ice for the second and third periods, and I whip my ass into gear. I manage to stay out of the penalty box, score a goal, and get an assist, leading our team to another victory. Coach is happy after the game, even if I'm not.
Carter, can we grab you for an interview?
I'm hell-bent on ignoring the hordes of reporters waiting in the hallways as we make our way back to the change room after the game is ended, but Coach wraps his hand around my padded elbow, stopping me. He'd love to chat, wouldn't you, Beckett? Burying my groan becomes near impossible as reporters and cameras are shoved in my face, denying me privacy.
You struggled there that first period, Carter,
one reporter says.
Seems like you've been struggling a lot.
Dragging a hand through my sweat-soaked hair, I sigh. Yeah, I've, been feeling a bit off lately. Getting over a bit of a bug. The lie rolls easily off my tongue. Trying to get my butt in gear, though, I add, with a forced grin.
You turned it around in the second and third. What changed? Is it Olivia?
My hand stops its skim of my jawline at the mention of her name. Pardon?
Olivia, the girl from a few weeks ago. You dedicated your goal to her and were seen dancing together the same night. It looks like she was the same girl you had with you at your fundraiser for the family project, but she hasn't been seen since.
My jaw tightens. What's your question?
Did you two break up? Were you dating? Or was she just another flavor of...
I'm not talking about Olivia.
Can you tell us her last name? Who is she to you? What does she do?
Unfucking believable. I squeeze my eyes, a dark chuckle rumbling beneath my breath. With a step forward, I tower over the reporter, who has the nerve to keep pushing. I don't like being pushed, and the way he stumbles backward a half step tells me he finally sees that. Olivia's personal life is none of your damn business. Drop her name, because I can guarantee you my bite is as vicious as my bark. The crowd clears as I push through the change room. Interview's over. My warpath doesn't end there, though. In fact, with each passing moment, my frustration amplifies. My anger, my fucking confusion. I hate this, and I don't know how to change it. This isn't me. My coach is right. I need to do something to fix this, and I need to do it quick. That's why I make a beeline for Kara as soon as I step inside the bar after the game. But Emmett beats me to her, spinning her around as she takes his face in her hands and kisses him. Just over a year together and they haven't lost that spark yet. I think they're one of those lucky couples who never will. The easy kind, where everything falls into place right from the get-go. Kara sets her phone down before the two of them head off to the bar, and I slide into her spot. I'm not entirely proud of myself as I scoop her phone up, ready to pluck Olivia's number from it. Maybe luck is finally on my side, because the screen is already opened to a message thread with the fiery brunette. Kara, your date rope you into breakfast tomorrow or what? Olivia, duh. Is it even a real date if it doesn't end with breakfast? Blood drums in my ears, the words in front of me sending a raw ache through my chest as awareness settles over me. She's moved on. On from whatever the hell this was, or whatever it wasn't. Because it wasn't ever anything, was it? Nothing more than undeniable chemistry and physical attraction, paired with some foolish notion that a relationship might be something I wanted, that Olivia and I might be good together. Why the hell did I ever think this was a good idea? Coach was right. This new me isn't working. I need to get back to the old Carter Beckett. The Carter that wouldn't give two shits about this right now. He'd bury his feelings in something hot and wet. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. My gaze sweeps the bar, bouncing around all the hopeful stares until I find what I'm looking for. Tall, platinum, rail thin, wiggling her fingers at me with a wink, swinging one hip out in a dress that looks more like the leftover scraps of a sewing project gone wrong. The exact opposite of Olivia.
Mr. Beckett.
She trails a glossy black nail down my thigh before slinging her arms over my shoulders and sinking her fingers in my hair.
Don't you look handsome?
My eyes close at what I'm about to do, like they don't want to see this train wreck of a decision go down. Want to get out of here?
What do you want to do?
Christ, I don't have time for this shit. You know what I want to do. She wraps my tie around her fist and hauls me closer. The perfume she's wearing is suffocating.
I got a new tattoo.
She whispers. Cool. I don't fucking care. Can't wait to see it. Another repeat offender. Brandy or Mandy or fucking Candy. I don't know, or particularly care. All I know is I fucked her before and it was decent enough. Hopefully decent enough to knock me off whatever this hellhole of a roller coaster I'm stuck on is, because I don't want to ride this fucking ride a second longer. Let's go. I hate myself the second I clap my hand over her ass, and even more when I slip my hand into hers and tug her out the door. This winter is fucking kicking my ass. Mountains of snow and frigid air that slaps at your cheeks, neither of which are typical of a West Coast winter. Part of me keeps equating the way I'm feeling to those winter blues people talk about. But as I stalk down the sidewalk with Candy Brandy's hand in mine, I know it's because this hand doesn't feel right. None of it feels right. I don't have a single clue what I'm doing right now. Why I thought this might be the right way to deal with the way I'm feeling. No fucking shit Olivia didn't trust me to change, to be different than I've been. This right here proves I'm the same guy fucking his problems away. The feeling that my dad would be so utterly disappointed in me hits me like a truck. My condo comes into view up the road, and panic races up my spine at the sight of cameras waiting to see who I'm bringing home tonight. I'm so tired of having my picture splashed everywhere, having my private life up for everyone to see. I don't want to be this person anymore. So careless, reckless even. I want to be the steady person someone can count on. I want to be the person I can count on. I shove my fingers through my hair, tugging at the ends as I come to a stop. What the hell am I doing? Mandy slides her palm beneath the collar of my coat, lashes fluttering.
Me? In about 2 minutes.
My head wags, tension coiling beneath my skin. Pressing my palms into the cold brick of the storefront we're stopped in front of, I heave one deep breath after the other. I drop my forehead to the wall, gently banging it a couple times for good measure. Maybe it'll knock some sense into me. I'm sorry. I can't do this.
What? You're the one who...
This was a mistake. I take her hand in mine, leading her back down the street toward the bar. Come on, I'll take you back. Her hurried steps match mine, and when she peers at me out of the corner of her eye, I remember why I liked her enough to go back for seconds. Because although she barely knows me, she sees me as a human being, not only a meal ticket.
You okay?
I don't know. I fucked up.
Can you fix it?
I don't know how to fix my past. Her mouth quirks.
Playboy ways coming back to bite you in the ass?
Yup. My eyes fall shut with my groan as my name is shouted from behind us, and I hear the rustle of people jogging to catch up to us, see the flash of cameras as they catch my back. Fucking ruthless, I mutter. Carter, over here! Just as we reach the bar, my vision goes stark white, blinded by flashing cameras. The first girl you've been seen with this year. No more Olivia? Who's the beautiful girl? Shielding my eyes from the bright lights, I reach for the door. Except Mandy wants to talk.
Sandy.
She tells them with a bright smile, waving at the camera. Huh. I was close.
With an I-E. Sandy with an I-E.
For fuck's sake. I tug on her hand. Let's go. I need to go home and screw my head on straight before it explodes. So the rumors weren't true, a reporter calls. About you and Olivia. She was nothing more than another... Enough, I roar, twisting back to the cameras. My skin crawls like ants, knuckles flexing as my chest heaves with a fury so deep. One I don't know how to handle. It shakes my whole body, begging for release, and it's about to get it if they say her name one more time. Enough about Olivia. Leave her name out of your damn mouth. Sandy shoves me through the doorway.
And for the record,
She shouts.
there's nothing going on here. He was being a gentleman and walking me back to the bar. Get a real job.
I blink down at her. Thanks.
No problem. Now if you'll excuse me, there's a martini calling my name.
She struts away, pausing to glance over her shoulder.
Oh, and Carter, you can't fix your past. But if you want a different future, all you have to do is choose it.
From across the bar, I feel the weight of everyone's gaze on me. I don't meet them. I don't think I can handle the disappointment right now, the frustration with me, not when I'm already bogged down with my own self-loathing. I head straight for the back exit, the cold air a welcome reprieve this time as I lean against the wall and just fucking breathe. I hear the door click, and without opening my eyes, I know who it is. They let me stand here with my thoughts for a moment before speaking. When I finally open my eyes, the sympathy reflected in their stare throws me for a loop. She's on a date. The words are more shattered than feels reasonable. Kara's face twists.
What? Liv?
I nod. I saw your phone, I admit, cringing as her sympathy shifts to anger. She said she was gonna have breakfast with him too.
Oh, you fucking...
She groans, fishing her phone from her purse.
Carter, I swear to God.
She flashes me the screen, a photo of Olivia and a small girl who looks remarkably like her, smiling at the camera.
That's her date. Her 7-year-old niece. They're having breakfast because she's got her for the weekend.
A wave of relief rushes through me, a bit of tightness easing off my chest. She's not seeing someone?
No, you dork. She's hung up on you and trying to work through her self-doubt and insecurities with the public life you've been leading.
I shake my head. She's going to hate me now. Why? Garrett's brows tug together. You didn't do anything with that girl. We all heard her yell it. So you left with her. No, probably not, because you know as well as we do that it's not what you really wanted. Adam lifts a shoulder. The important part is that you stopped yourself before doing something you'd regret. She'll never trust me now. Nobody thinks I'm good enough for her. Emmett holds a hand up, shaking his head. That's not at all true. Were some of us hesitant to let you get close to her Absolutely, I can admit that. Because this right here is out of character for you. At least when it comes to women. You've been my best bud for nearly 10 years, and not once have you pursued anything serious. I rubbed the back of my neck. You've barely talked to me lately. Kinda thought you were mad at me. I'm not mad at you, dude. And there's not a single part of me that thinks you're not good enough for Olivia. Far from it. I just feel stuck in the middle a little. It sucks because I love you two, and you're both hurting. I understand why she's afraid, and at the same time, I can see how much you like her. I want you guys to be happy, and I think it would be cool if you were happy together. But I don't think pushing Olivia to be ready is the right thing to do either. His shoulders pop up and down. It sucks, all around. Then help me, I beg. I'm trying here. I hate feeling like this. I've decided what I want. Isn't it supposed to be easy from here on out? Kara holds my gaze for a moment before her head rolls over her shoulders with an exasperated laugh.
I love the fuck out of you, Carter. But are you really that deft when it comes to relationships? Things don't suddenly fall into place because you've decided you want her.
But that's how it worked for you guys.
No offense, but if M had half the reputation you did, I probably would have made him work a little harder. But just because we fell in love right from the beginning doesn't mean it hasn't been hard. We've had to choose each other every single day. Put aside our differences and work together to compromise, to build a life together. Maybe it looks like everything simply fell into place for us, but we've worked hard at this. And with any good relationship, you will. You're taking two lives and merging them. That requires a lot of work and a strong commitment. Is that what you want?
Yes. It's strange what a simple three-letter word can do, one spoken with so much certainty, the weight that lifts with the epiphany that comes with it. Yes, I want to choose Olivia, over and over again. I want to work for it, for us. I want to be better, not only for her, but for myself, too. Kara loops an arm through mine, tugging me back through the bar.
Then let's get your girl back, Mr. Beckett.
Chapter 18. Don't Go Bacon My Heart. Olivia. Why? Why? Just shy of 18 years old and they've got a better love life than me. It's 12th grade gym class, for fuck's sake. Do they need to be kissing? Ah, come on, I groan, dragging a palm down my face as it turns into an aggressive game of tonsil hockey. Okay, ladies, that's enough. I prop my fists on my hips as Lucy and Jean ignore me. I can tell they've heard me. I can see the corners of the sly smiles they're wearing. But my kids like to push me. It's my own fault. I'm way too friendly and lenient with my students, and it sometimes backfires on me. I can't keep count of how often I'm breaking apart public displays of affection, especially in my co-ed class. Nope, 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 nope. I clap my hands 500 times until they stop. You're in class. You're 17. Here's an idea. Wait until class ends. They break away with a laugh, and Lucy swipes the back of her wrist across her mouth. Sorry, Miss Parker. You're the only cool teacher at this school. I point at her. Don't try to butter me up with that cool teacher bullshit. Shoving a set of pylons into her hands, I tell her, set these up along the red line, please. Aw, man. Jean tosses her head back with a groan. Not shuttle sprints. Yes, shuttle sprints. This is a fitness class, Miss Ross. You joined it of your own volition. She crosses her arms and frowns, toeing at the gym floor with her sneakers. Lucy made me. Oh, the things we do for love. Lucy jogs back over after setting out the pylons, tossing her straight jet black hair over her shoulder. You okay, Miss Parker? You seem a little, I don't know. She waves a hand around my face. Sad, lately. Me? Sad? No, I'm totally fine. Super duper fine. Super duper fine, ladies and gentlemen. Paul swaggers over, dropping his elbow to Lucy's shoulder. Yeah, what gives? You've barely laughed at any of my jokes. Maybe you need to work on your material. He scoffs. I'm funny as His mouth slams shut, eyes wide and set on me as I watch him with an arched brow. Frick. Funny as frick. Right. Well, my words drown in the sound of the gym doors bursting open, bouncing off the wall, and I sigh as a gorgeous, leggy blonde sweeps into the space, all eyes on her as she tears off her oversized sunglasses. For shit's sake, Kara, you can't just barge in here. I sweep my arms out. I'm in the middle of a class. She flicks her wrist. Class dismissed. What? No, class isn't dismissed. I twirl around, pointing at my students, all 21 sets of eyes bouncing between me and Kara. Stay. Kara's body slumps, head lolling backward. Come on, Miss Parker, it's the last class of the day. Let these kids have some fun. Be cool. I'm cool. I'm fun. We have lots of fun here. I look around for validation, my own head bobbing. When I don't get it, I toss a hand in the air. Fine, go. But anyone who's late tomorrow is doing burpees. With my arms pinned across my chest and one foot tapping, I watch as every single one of my students high-fives my best friend. I wish I could say this is the first time this has happened, but it's not, and it won't be the last. Kara works on nobody's schedule but her own, and my principal has a crush on her, so she strolls through those gym doors way too often. Kara flashes me what I'm sure she thinks is a charming grin before sweeping both arms out toward my office. Step into my office, Miss Parker. It's my office, I huff, then dash forward in an unsuccessful attempt to beat her there. She sinks to my chair, twisting back and forth, fingers steepled in front of her face. To what do I owe the pleasure? You are so incredibly irritating, you know that? She grins. I really do. But I figured we were overdue for a work visit. Plus, those kids love me. Because they get a free period every time you show up. I'd make a great teacher. Her eyes sparkle, and the way they linger on me unnerves me. Kara's always had a way of seeing right through me. What's your plan for this weekend? This weekend? She nods. This weekend. You can't avoid him, you know. He's going to be there. I flop down to the chair across from my desk, legs over the armrest. Who the hell manages to throw together such an extravagant engagement party only 2 weeks after the engagement? I don't touch on the fact that tomorrow night was supposed to be mine and Carter's movie date. Kara smiles at her nails as she checks them. I have my connections. Her connections are that she owns her own event planning business, is absolutely unstoppable when she's in party planning mode, and when she needs something she doesn't have. Like, say, a venue that can service 100 people on such short notice. She knows how to be persuasive. And I don't mean flirty. I mean utterly terrifying. In fact, he's the best man, so you're gonna be walking down the aisle together at the wedding. The noises I make are not a coherent response. They're mostly a string of grumbled curse words that make Kara grin. Come on, what's going through your mind? You're keeping so much bottled up, I need you to talk to me. My teeth descend on my lower lip, tugging on it. I know he didn't do anything with that Sandy girl, and I know he's allowed to be with whoever he wants. I'm the one that walked away. But it's still scary, you know? He meant to hook up with her. It was his first knee-jerk reaction. My voice lowers. I can't help but wonder if he'll always try to hurt me when he's angry with me. But at the same time, I know I hurt him first. Sounds like you both made some decisions recently based out of fear. It feels like this vicious circle, like a carousel that won't stop. I want to climb off, but I don't know how to get it to slow down. Yes, you do. You need to decide to leave it all where it is or move forward. She walks to the whiteboard that hangs on the wall, picking up a marker. I follow her. So here's what we're gonna do. She scrawls Carter Beckett across the top of the board, underlines it 3 times, then draws a stick figure with a giant penis. I'm going to need to erase this immediately. She finishes with a heart on the left and a frowny face on the right. We are not making a pros and cons list. Think of it as a list of likes and dislikes. She taps the X. Now, things you don't— He's a playboy. Previous fear of commitment, she scribes, which is not at all what I said. He's arrogant, cocky, and flashy. Except the second the tip of Kara's marker touches the board, I stop her. Wait. I think I kinda like that. He's proud, charismatic, confident. I think they're good qualities. I wish I was as sure of myself as he is. Then we likely wouldn't be in this mess. Interesting. I flick her elbow while she scrawls beneath the heart. Wipe that smile off your face or I'll wipe it off for you. You're obviously very physically attracted to him. I nod, humming. I want to tap that man like a maple tree. And he's funny, Kara suggests. My head bobs as I run the tip of my fingernail across my lower lip. He makes me laugh a lot, and he's kind of a big goofball. He makes me feel good about myself. He's painfully honest, and I like the way he smells, and the way he plays with my hair, and when he looks at me, it's like it's only me and him. I like the way he looks at me. And I like that his house is his escape, that he likes to stare at the stars and the mountains and forget the noise. And he has the prettiest smile and the best dimples, and he was so sweet with the kids at the fundraiser and such a good sport at taking the pies to the face, and he's a good friend, and I suck in oxygen I'm in desperate need of, noticing the soft smile on Kara's face. Bet he's a good snuggler. He's all big and burly, and he's not all that great with personal space. A tingly warmth starts in my belly and spreads throughout my body as I remember the way Carter hauled me against him after each round, how his arms came around me, his face in the crook of my neck as his lips touched my skin over and over again, his hand on my throat as he kept me right where he wanted me. There wasn't a single part of me that wanted to be anywhere other than right there. Kara picks up the hockey skate charm hanging from my lanyard, examining it before gesturing at the board. It's full below the heart, and oddly empty below the frowny face. Looks like you have your answer. A lump forms in the back of my throat, a shiver of apprehension dancing down my spine as I wring my hands. I know I do, but that doesn't make it less scary. His past was his present only a month ago. My fears are logical and warranted. Aren't they? Kara's compassionate gaze stays on me as a beat of silence stretches between us. I understand, Liv. I get where you're coming from, because it's the same reason I kept him from meeting you for so long. It's impossible to ignore the caution signs, especially when they're constantly being thrust in your face everywhere you turn. Carter's always owned his decisions, and he's never shied away from them being splashed about so publicly. And now you're thinking that there's no way this is real, that you're another girl that doesn't mean anything, that he's going to have you and toss you aside when he's done. But he's already had you, and he still wants you. You like him, and he likes you. There's no problem here, other than that you're letting your fear of the unknown dictate your life. So, are your fears warranted? Absolutely. But it's up to you to rise above them, to step outside your comfort zone and put yourself out there if you want to explore this thing with Carter. What do you think? I sink down to the chair, twirling my ponytail around my fingers as I stare at my runners. I can't stop thinking about him. Everything feels natural with him, and he pushes me to open up. For someone so assertive, he's always been incredibly patient with me. My gaze lifts, floating to Kara. I think I'd really like for both of us to give this a chance. If he still wants that. Kara snorts and pulls out her phone. She flashes me her screen, and I see "World's Most Annoying Man" at the top of the message thread, accompanied by a tiny profile photo of Carter. My eyes drop to the messages scattered on the screen. Is Ollie okay? I don't want her to be upset about that girl. Does she hate me? Do you think she wants to talk maybe one day soon? Maybe I could send her flowers? Roses, sunflowers. Seems like a bright flower kind of girl. I think I miss her care. This sucks. Safe to say he still wants to give it a shot, Liv. She leans against my desk, nudging the toe of my shoe with hers. I'm proud of you. Going after what you want sounds easy to some people, but the reality is that sometimes it's just fucking scary. I think leaving when you did gave you the chance to step back and gain some clarity on the intensity of your feelings and what you wanted. The school bell rings, signaling the end of another day, and Kara slings her purse over her shoulder and tosses my bag and coat at me before I can get a response out. Did you get your dress sorted for Saturday? No, I groan as we slip out the gym doors. I've been to the mall twice this week and I can't find anything. All right, off to the mall we go. You need my expertise. I don't have time for a Kara-sized trip to the mall. I've got to be home by 5. Jeremy's dropping Alana off. Oh, sweet Livy. We'll be in and out in a half hour, I promise you. We're in and out in 17 minutes. Kara towed me into a store, waltzed up to a rack, picked a dress in 9 seconds, shoved me into the change room, and then made every single employee come look at how fucktacular I looked. Honestly, I couldn't disagree, hence the 17-minute trip. Now she's invited herself over for dinner, citing wanting to get my niece riled up before bed. Alana's sleeping over because tomorrow is take your kid to work day, and she begged me to come to school with me, even though she's not in fact my offspring. She said she wanted to boss around the big kids. I'll be quick, Kara promises as she pulls into her driveway. Just need to grab something. Why don't you come in and say hi to Em? If you're going to be She slams the door, gesturing through the windshield for me to follow her, and with a sigh, I follow my bossy best friend through her front door. I should have known it was a trap. Because when she shoves me down the hallway and toward the kitchen, instead of only Emmett, I get the impossibly large frame of Mr. Beckett, frozen while he stares at me from halfway inside the opened fridge, jaw dangling. Hey! Hi! Olivia! He's yelling. I don't know if he realizes. Good! He sputters. You look good! Still yelling. He slams the fridge door and drops his elbow to the countertop, nearly missing his chin when he tries to prop it up in his palm. I look down at my outfit. I'm still in my running shoes, a pair of Lululemon leggings that Kara got me for Christmas, because who the hell can afford to spend $100+ on a pair of workout pants, and a hoodie with my niece's hockey team's name scrawled across it. My hair's in a messy low ponytail tucked beneath a toque, and I look like I spent the day teaching fitness, which is exactly what I did. Carter looks like he spent the day lounging on the couch and still belongs on the cover of GQ. His charcoal gray sweatpants hang low on his hips, highlighting what I know to be an entirely too impressive package, and his dry-fit Viper's shirt clings to every muscle of his flawlessly sculpted torso. I barely resist the urge to fan my hot face. Oops! Kara sachets into the room. Carter! Totally forgot you were here! Her sneaky smile is suspect. Uh-huh, Emmett muses. Forgot. His air quotes are perfectly placed. We're gonna order pizza. You ladies want some? Can't stay, babe, Kara tells him, which is good because I don't think I can speak. Send some to Liv's. We're eating there. Carter and I are having an epic stare-off. I can't look away, nor do I really want to. Until Kara takes my hand and starts towing me across the room. My mouth quirks, and I give Carter a tiny wave. Bye, I whisper. His entire face shatters with a cheek-splitting grin. Wait! Both hands come up as his body does this weird rock swivel thing like he has no idea what he's looking for. Then he launches into the living room and returns a moment later, sliding across the floor in his socks, 2 cookies in his hand. With a shaky grip, he holds them up to me. Oreos. My God, he's freaking adorable. I try to ignore the zing that passes from the tip of his fingers to mine when we touch, but it's impossible. This man is a live wire, and my entire body sizzles with need when he's around. He dashes ahead of us outside in his socks, which are now sure to be soaked from the snow, and pries open the passenger door for me. As we back out of the driveway, he watches us from the front porch, that ridiculous, over-the-top, lopsided smile never waning. Man's in love, Kara mutters. And when we walk up my front steps 20 minutes later, I'm still focusing on those words, wondering if they might be our future someday. We're not in my house for 2 minutes when the front door swings open, a gangly brunette sweeping inside, flinging her sleepover bag into the wall when she sweeps her arms out with an extravagant flourish. I'm here, baby! Alana twirls, stopping with wiggling fingers in the air, sparkling grin set on me. Jazz hands? Really? Her giggle fills my small house, and she bounds over to me, leaping into my arms and tackling me into the wall. It's short-lived, thank God, because when she spots Kara, it's game over. My brother finally makes it through the door, looking from them to me. Alana and Kara? You fucking nuts? He rolls his eyes as his daughter comes bounding over to him, hand out for the dollar she gets from him swearing. You sure you don't want to stay at our house? Jeremy asks. Be a whole lot quieter. Quieter and boring. Alana rolls her eyes. Mommy and Daddy said they're gonna take a nap tonight after Jemmy goes to bed since I'm not gonna be home since, I stay up way later than him. Jemmy is her little brother Jeremy. Yes, my brother named his son after himself. I call my nephew Jem, and most of the time my brother Asshole. Kara laughs. A nap, Jer. She aims a pointed look at Alana. You sure you're not trying to make a third? Fuck no. Another sigh, another dollar for his daughter. I forgot how hard babies were. I'm done. You should get snipped. He claps a hand over his crotch. Don't threaten my boys. A young man I don't know appears at my door with one of those bright red insulated bags. He pulls out 2 pizza boxes. Ollie? Ollie Wally? Oh my God. I bury my face behind my hand before I take the pizzas. Thank you so much. How much do I owe you? He shakes his head and starts back down the steps, waving over his shoulder. Prepaid over the phone. Ooh, pizza. Jeremy reaches for the lid of the top box, but Kara slaps his hand away, taking the pizza and heading into the kitchen, Alana hot on her heels. He frowns, taking another step in, and a shudder shakes his shoulders. It's freezing in here, all. Furnace broken again? Guess so, I murmur, moving to the thermostat. 55. I press at the buttons, waiting for that sound that lets me know the furnace is whirring to life. But it never comes, so I smash on them some more, then smack my forehead off the little box twice in case that'll do anything. When all of the above fails, my ears burn beneath the toque I still wear as I avoid my brother's gaze. This thing is broken 80% of the time. He's fixed it for me at least 3 times, and I've had it professionally fixed 4 times. It's always temporary. I'm sorry. Why the hell are you apologizing? I rub my arm and look down at my feet. Because it's freezing in here and Alana's staying over? It was working when I left for work this morning, I promise. It's hard not to feel like a failure around my brother sometimes, and right now is one of those times. Jeremy rolls his eyes and tugs on my hoodie. Load her up in your ratty sweats before you go to bed. She won't break. I'm tough as nails, Auntie Ollie. Alana peeks out from the kitchen, flexing her biceps and growling like a bear, a slice of cheese pizza between her teeth. I follow Jeremy down to the basement, nibbling my thumbnail as he plays around with the furnace. When he sighs, I know the verdict isn't good. Hate to tell you this all, but this thing is toast. You need to replace it. The look on my face tells him exactly what I'm thinking. Fan-fucking-tastic. A furnace is not on the list of things I can afford right now. Chris and I can help you out. I wave my hands around in front of my face. He's bailed me out before, which was hard enough for me to accept. A new furnace is where I draw the line. I have some emergency money saved up. His brows quirk as he gestures for me to head up the stairs, and I think he's going to drop it until we emerge from the basement, and he pauses at my side to whisper in my ear, "You're a terrible fucking liar." When he leaves a minute later, I find Kara and Alana spread out on the living room floor, pizza covering the coffee table as they flip through Netflix. "There's a special pizza for you," Kara tells me without looking up. I pat into the kitchen and lift the lid on the box, huffing a laugh at the toppings. It's only one, actually. Bacon. Real bacon. An unholy amount of bacon, like an entire pound. Curled, crispy edges, tiny bubbles of grease, a savory, smoky aroma that overloads my senses in the best way. My phone vibrates in the pocket of my hoodie, and I press play on the video from Emmett. It's of Carter, loading up a plate with pizza while he sings. "Don't go bacon my heart. I won't go bacon your heart. So ooh, don't go bacon my heart." Carter heaves what sounds like a happy sigh, flopping down on the couch. "You think Ollie likes the extra bacon pizza I ordered her? I bet she found the most bacony slice." He hums a laugh, tipping his head back as he drops half a slice of pizza into his mouth. "I can't wait to see her at the party Saturday. Maybe I'll line my pockets with bacon." The video goes black at the exact moment I realize how inexplicably doomed I am when it comes to this man. It's nearly midnight when I disengage from Alana's koala-like grip, quietly climbing out of bed and tucking the blankets up around her shoulders. Turning on the lamp in the living room, I snuggle up beneath a cozy blanket on the couch and dial the number that'll connect me to the voice I need to hear more than anything right now. "The only acceptable reason for you calling so late is to tell me that you've finally come to your senses and you're moving home." Giggling, I lay on my side, stuffing the phone between my ear and the cushion. "Sorry to disappoint you yet again, Mom." She laughs, light and soft, a sound I've missed. "What's up, sweetie?" "I just miss you." "I miss you always, honey. What's going on?" I met someone." "Oh, honey, you have a boyfriend? James! James, Ollie has a boyfriend! Mom, no, I don't have a... Ugh! Why did I call?" "Boyfriend? Who? She's too young for a boyfriend. No, not till she's 30. I've got 5 more years. Get my shotgun." Dad doesn't have a shotgun, which is how I know he's joking. Mostly. I think. I hope. "Carter's not my boyfriend," I mumble into the cushion. "Carter sounds cute. What does he look like? What does he do? Ooh, let me guess. He's a teacher at your school. No, principal. Are you dating the principal? So scandalous. I'm into it." You literally could not be colder. I'm also not going to tell my mom what Carter does. I didn't even mean to say his name. I've already said too much, so I just repeat, he's not my boyfriend. But you like him. I like him. And does he like you? My heart patters a little harder. Yes. So, what's the problem? He has a reputation. With the ladies. This is about as awkward as I expected it to be. Oh, and you're scared. She's not asking. She's telling. My mom has always been one of my best friends, hence being so utterly upset with me when I packed up and moved across the country. She knows me like the back of her hand, and I can't hide a thing from her. Terrified. What scares you the most? That I'm going to fall in love with him? Oh, honey. Mom laughs. It's one of those humoring laughs, the kind where you expect her to say, "You sweet, sweet fool," when she wraps it up. I hate to tell you this, sweetheart, but if you're scared of falling in love with him, well, you're already halfway there. I fall asleep with her words playing on repeat. And when Alana and I are on the way out the door the next morning, my phone sounds in my coat pocket. I pull it out as I lock the door, tapping through to Emmett's text message as I head down the steps. Emmett, Theater 4, Row L, seats 10 and 11. Tonight at 7:30. Emmett, he's still going. The air around me stills as I reread the details. The seats Carter meticulously picked for our movie date while we curled up by the fire on his balcony. Last row, dead center. He's still going. A strange but welcome calm unfurls in my belly, climbing into my chest, allowing my shoulders to unstack, my spine to straighten. I feel lighter somehow, like a weight has been lifted. The weight of my fear, maybe, or my indecisiveness. Both of those things have the power to drag you down like anchors, and I'd be lying if I said I hadn't been letting them pull me under since the first time that man made my heart stutter. Alana tugs on my hand. "Why are you smiling so big, Auntie Ollie?" I fix the viper's toque on my niece's head, covering her ears. "I'm just happy, honey." She grins up at me. "Happy looks good on you." Feels damn good, too.
Chapter 19. Good Surprises. Carter. Hope is one of those funny things. Kind of like time. Time either races or drags. I find there's no in between. When things aren't going the way you want them to, time stands still. You feel stuck, rooted in place, and your feet won't lift to take the steps you need to move in the direction you want to go. These past 12 days, I've wanted one of two things: to either get the girl or get over the girl. The former was preferable, but with each day that dragged on, I would have taken either just to get rid of the heavy cloud hanging over my head. And then she fucking smiled at me. And it's like somebody hit the button on a stopwatch and time restarted. Flew forward. Now I'm racing into the weekend, eager to see her. Hope works the same way. Everything feels slow and dark without hope. A little like a night that never really ends while you search for the daylight, waiting for it to come. And then suddenly, you see her. The bright beam that blooms on her face, the way her chocolate eyes gleam as they lock with yours from across the room, and everything changes. The door swings open, showing you the sunshine outside, the hope, and you step right into it, feeling the warmth that touches your skin like the heat of her stare. I'm still not a super fan of this brutal, biting cold, though. "Why the fuck couldn't we stay in your apartment?" I whine to Hank. "It's too cold to be outside." "Dublin needs exercise." His fingers tighten over my forearm as we amble down the street. "And you, quite frankly, need to quit all this bitchin' you've been doing. This is why I always say that Jenny is the superior Beckett sibling." "Superior Beckett sibling my ass," I mutter, guiding Hank down to a bench in Stanley Park. I've known Hank for over 7 years now. We came across each other purely by chance, or so it seemed, at a time when I needed him most. He stopped me from making a mistake that could have fucked my life beyond repair and ended my career before it had really gotten started, and he's been a constant ever since. One of my best friends, despite the nearly 60-year age gap. He's my family, and there's never been a part of me that hasn't appreciated how lucky I am to have him in my life. You haven't been yourself lately. Hank speaks quietly, raising his coffee to his lips. I stare out at the English Bay. The bitter winter we've been graced with so far has turned the water into sleek blue ice. And under the bright sun, all it does is glitter. I take a sip of my coffee, the hot liquid heating me as it goes down. Not really. Got that girl on your brain? The pretty brunette? I glance at him, a smile on my lips. There's no point in asking how he found out about Olivia. He keeps more tabs on me than the paparazzi. I do. You sleep with her? I half chuckle. How the hell do you know that? His smile is proud, knowing. You're a man whore, Beckett. You sleep with everyone. Hey, I nudge his shoulder with mine. Play nice, old man. He chuckles, scrubbing a shaky hand over his jaw. I can tell you like her. I do. Too much, probably. Too soon. I don't know. Is this how this goes? He gives Dublin's ears a ruffle. So, what's the problem? The problem is, I'm a man whore who sleeps with everyone. Hank's silence gives way to a too broad grin. Are you sure it's not your ugly mug? I laugh, giving my head a shake. I'm nice to look at, and you know it. The week after we met, Hank asked if he could touch my face. He said it was something he liked to do to put a face to the voice. He also said he wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I still remember the impressed sound he made before he told me my features were perfectly symmetrical. When I laughed, his fingers slid across my dimples, and he said, Ah, dimples. That's why you're so popular with the ladies. But the best part, as soon as he was done, he told me the face-touching bit was a bunch of bullshit that Hollywood threw into movies to romanticize the visually impaired, and I'd fallen for it without a second thought. Not only was I pretty, but gullible too. The lady on the sports channel says you're the hottest thing since sliced bread. I think she must be blinder than I am. My chin hits my chest with my deep chuckle, and when I sigh, I skim my teeth across my lower lip. Do you think her leaving was a sign that I'm better off alone? The words taste foreign and sour, though up until a month ago I had no intention of ever wanting more. Hank snorts. I don't believe that you're actually such a cynic when it comes to love. You've got a big heart. You don't really want to be alone the rest of your life, do you? For a while there, I kind of thought I did, I admit. That's no way to live your life. You're a good kid, Carter. You have a lot to offer someone. And while it's important to be able to be happy on your own, having another person to amplify that happiness, to share it with, along with all the other special moments. That's what life's all about. That's where it really starts to get fun. I might hurt her. As angry as I've been with her walking away, as confused as I've felt, I understand, too. I haven't given her much of a reason to trust me. I've pursued her relentlessly and taken whatever bits of her she was willing to give up each time. And then, when I decided I wanted her for more than one night, I expected her to take me at face value. I never gave her the certainty she wanted, the security she needed. I just asked her to close her eyes and jump. Hurting someone and getting hurt are risks you take in love. My head rolls over my shoulders with a groan. Stop saying that word. Hank smiles, clapping a hand down on my knee. I love saying love. It's my favorite word. He claps my knee. So tell me why today is different. Different? What do you mean? Well, we covered why you haven't been yourself lately, but today, you're a little bit more yourself. My chest expands as I think about yesterday, how I couldn't take my eyes off her. The confirmation that my feelings were very real, stacked behind the way my entire body buzzed at her proximity. The way I longed to just fucking touch her. Brush my knuckles along her cheekbone, lace my fingers through hers, anything. I saw her last night, only for 2 minutes, but she smiled at me. 3 times she smiled at me, and she let me open the car door for her, and she waved goodbye, and I think that's good, right? I think it means she might give me a chance. Do you think she's gonna give me a chance? Hank chuckles softly. You don't give yourself enough credit. It's not only the girl that needs to give you a chance, it's yourself. So tell me, you gonna win her back? I grin at him, squeezing his hand. Do I ever lose? Not typically, no, as much as I hate to admit it. I've never met a more pompous man. You love me. I'm still grinning like a jackass, and I know he can hear it. Hank sighs. I do. And I'll love you more if you add another beautiful lady to my life. I'm trying, I promise. Well, try harder. The Carter Beckett I know fights for what he wants and doesn't take no for an answer. He twists my way, those hazy blues drifting over me. Unless you've gone soft. Have you gone soft, Carter? Hell no. Then get your ass in gear and get your woman. Aye, aye, Captain. I'm blind in both eyes. I don't wear a patch. What? I wasn't... Forget it. I wave him off. He's ridiculous, making us a perfect pair. You're unreal. You love me. He parrots my words back to me. I do. Then you'll get me Thai food for dinner tonight and make that girl your woman. I salute Dublin, who cocks his adorable golden head at me, tongue lolling out the side of his mouth. Thai food and a saucy, mistrusting woman. Coming right up. It's just before 7, and I stand out in the cold, dark street, looking up at the theater. It's a Friday night, which means the place is packed, and I'm kicking myself for being here. Going to the movies in public seemed worth it when Olivia was going to be sitting beside me, but now I'm alone. And it hits me, for the first time, that alone isn't at all what I want to be. And yet here I am anyway, and I don't know why. Maybe I was holding on to hope that things would get sorted in time for our first date, that she would still show up, that I would get to sit next to her and whisper irritating things in her ear and make her laugh. And when it was good and dark, I'd slip my hand around hers, lace our fingers together, and feel the way she'd melt into me. I don't know. Instead, I pull my toque over my head and walk through the front doors, hoping nobody notices me. Just the one? The kid behind the counter asks as he scans the ticket on my phone. You've got 2 tickets here. I slip my fingers up the side of my toque, scratching my head. Yeah,
2, please. And thank you.
I twirl at the soft voice, and my heart tries to escape out my throat when my gaze lands on the tiny brunette who's been occupying every free bit of space in my head. She peers up at me from beneath her thick lashes, her stare unsteady, unsure, but hopeful. She licks her lips and takes a tentative step forward, hands wringing at her stomach, and when she opens her mouth to say something, I beat her to it. You came. A beam like sunshine explodes across Olivia's face, and I swear she's radiating from the inside out.
Hi, Carter.
Chapter 20. Forward. Carter. Can I touch her? I don't know if I can touch her. I keep reaching for her hand and then letting it hang there in midair before pulling it back, dragging it over my thigh. It's all clammy, so she probably doesn't even want to hold my hand anyway. But I want to hold hers. Olivia's being a good sport, pretending not to notice how anxious I am, how I have zero clue what the fuck I'm doing. She keeps her eyes trained on the movie trailers in front of us. But every time I look at her, the corner of her mouth quirks up as she tries not to laugh at me. I'm so hot, I blurt, tugging at the neck of my hoodie. I fan my face. Are you hot? She twists in her seat, amusement twinkling in her eyes as she watches me.
No.
Oh, just me then. Leaning forward, I tug my hoodie over my head, and Olivia grunts as my elbow connects with some part of her body. Oh fuck! I shove my hoodie in my lap and stick my face in hers, my hands running up and down her arms, lifting them, searching for bruises. I don't fucking know. Christ, I'm a fucking mess. Did I get you? Are you hurt? Are you okay? Sorry, my hands are so sweaty. I twist one in the air, then point to the ceiling. It's the heat. I think they've got it cranked all the way up. Want me to ask them to turn it down? I push on the armrests of my chair, climb to my feet, and thumb down the row. I'll ask them to turn it down. Olivia grabs a fistful of my shirt and tugs me back down to my seat.
The temperature's fine, Carter. I know you're nervous, but...
Nervous? Me? Psh. I wave a flappy hand through the air. Please. They call me Mr. Confident. Her tongue pokes the inside of her cheek as she fights her smile.
Uh-huh.
I sink back in my seat, knee bouncing as I stare at the screen but don't actually see what's on it. This particular theater is relatively quiet considering how busy the place is. Perks of seeing a kid's movie after they've all gone to bed, I guess. Anyway, I kinda wish it was busy, because then maybe I'd have something else to focus on other than how fucking nervous I feel. She's here. She came, all on her own. What does that mean? Is this a date? Does she want to, move forward with me? I won't fuck it up. I'm gonna be so fucking good, and I'm gonna show her how much she can trust me.
Carter,
I'm gonna go get snacks. I half yelp, leaping to my feet before promptly tipping over them on my first step, catching myself against the row in front of us.
Are you
I'm fine, I call over my shoulder, scurrying down the row. Snacks, 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 snacks. I bury my face in my hands the second I burst into the hallway, leaning back against the wall,